The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
I had a very nice intro planned. Then I watched this movie. I'm angry. And I feel like Johnny Wolfenstein hates us. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 285 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and we also review reimaginings of classic films.
Is that what that was?
We will probably get into it shortly.
Okay.
But yes, so I guess right off the bat, we are going to be talking about Day of the Dead Bloodline, which is a film that just hit VOD and DVD, I believe, as well, Blu-ray, all that good stuff. And Mars, you're beeping.
It's Commissioner Gordon.
Pick up the red phone. Pick up the red phone.
Meanwhile, at the
Is that
Hall
the
of Justice.
Mars signal? Mars signal going off. So we're going to talk about Day of the Dead Bloodline. And also, I'm probably springing this on these guys, but you have all show to think about it, so there's no excuse. But also think about your favorite horror remakes. So there should be a couple that come to...
Can we say not counting the Thing in the Fly?
That makes it a little bit more difficult. But there are some out there that don't count as the Thing or the Fly.
Yep. So that's what's up for tonight. We got some voicemail to get to. And Mars, you and I had something exciting happen over the course of the last episode. We launched a new podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Without
It's getting good critical acclaim so far, so I don't know.
Without anyone else in this room on it.
No, I did a whole 5-hour podcast with people that liked me.
Or at least didn't tell him to shut his cock
One
holster.
person told me to put anything in my cock holster.
Well, it's only the first episode.
Yeah, you got to give it a chance for it to start rolling.
Yeah, the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast is live in living color. We do a detailed review of Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Almost match by match. Almost more like a feature commentary than a...
Yeah, we don't go blow for blow and give you a rundown of all the moves that happen. We give you some kind of insight on the booking, the decisions that, what we think happened. So yeah, if you guys are into wrestling of any kind, especially of the New Japan persuasion, you're going to really dig that first episode. We go deep into Wrestle Kingdom 12, and we review every match, including the Rumble, which I didn't want to do, but everyone else made me. So we talk about all the matches, though, give us star ratings, let you guys know some of the results of the following show, New Year's Dash, and also a little taste of what to expect coming up. And I will say, as a tease, we are going to tackle the Royal Rumble on the next episode. So it's a monthly show, the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast. You can go ahead and find it everywhere you find this show, on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Satchel Podcast Player. Also, you can download or stream from Buzzsprout, which is the podcast host. And we also have all the social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just search for The Five Horsemen. Yep. And also, we just started a group, the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast Group. So you can post your favorite GIFs or let us know we're a bunch of dummies.
Yeah. I got to be honest, it's the thing that I have done that has... I'm not saying that it's, got 1 billion downloads and everyone loves it, but it's taken off pretty quick. And there seems to be
pretty quick. Yeah.
pretty good buzz about it. There was somebody who had added it, a schoolmate of mine had added it to his podcast feed and didn't know I was involved in it just because he had heard about it. So I'm excited for that. And just so you don't think it's entirely copacetic, me and Jakey have a pretty good back and forth about a booking decision that happened at Wrestle Kingdom, and give our kind of how we thought it should have gone down, or why we thought it went down that way. And it's a schoolmate, someone I went to school with.
Yep.
Back when kids went to school.
The other thing that was funny was Jakey going nuts. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that was the end of that thing. Like, why are we even here?
Why are we?
Why are we here?
So enough about the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast. You want to go check it out? Go ahead. And but this is Trick or Treat Radio. You're joining us live. Hopefully, some of you are joining us
You're bringing me down.
live.
And we're sorry.
We're sorry. We're very sorry. And so we did have some technical issues last week for the live show, so we apologize. I do believe maybe people in the chat room can let us know. Does it sound okay? Are there any issues with the sound?
Is it better than last week?
How about now?
Yeah.
How's that sound? I think it is. I think it should be fine. I still have not fixed the underlying issue, but I fixed the issue that was giving us the weird robot voice. So if anyone cares to know, Raven Chat, I know you're getting super technical these days, so maybe maybe you can tune in and learn something or two. But
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
so Raven Shadow, and I'm convinced, I'm absolutely convinced that Raven Shadow went to save the show just so he could show his fucking Boba Fett luggage. I am convinced.
He actually said so on the way. Is that breaking kayfabe?
Maybe.
So
It's a nice suitcase, though, right?
it is nice. Yeah, I agree.
That thing goddamn kills me. I think about it. I think about it, my memories, and it's like I can't get rid of it. It's
You should get a suitcase. Fill it up and go someplace.
yeah, maybe. Do they have one of Darth Vader?
I know they had. I
Is
didn't buy it.
there an R2 one?
There's an R2.
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
gotta be.
3PO.
Oh, you know what? I'll get the R2 one.
Yeah, there you go. I could just give you some Shaw's paper bags and just fill up your stuff and get out of here.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll
All you
work.
got
Oh.
is that fucking monster and some half-drink Sprite.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a whole suitcase.
Yeah, someone gonna drink the fucking Sprite? It's
I'm
been
not
there for
touching
like a
that.
month.
Yeah.
I thought it was new Sprite.
Well, it's from the Star Wars show. It's been opened once,
Oh.
and that was MZ seeing if it was flat or not.
Yeah.
Did you close it all the way?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it flat?
Signed
Open it on in the front of the mic, yeah. Oh!
See that?
Effervescent.
See that? That's called skill, my friend.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Hey, I'd like to while I'm thinking of it, thank plumber extraordinaire Chris Cuomo and Aries God of War for putting my house back together this week. So
Thank you, Aries.
Well, I just wanted to finish and yes, thank you, Aries. I just wanted to finish a point. So I asked about the sound, and Carlos says, my ears. So I guess we
That could either be good or bad. We
Yeah.
don't even know.
No, he said just kidding. And Julie Meow Meow says, you sound beautiful and special.
she's talking to me.
No, she's
is.
talking about all of us.
Julie, tell him.
Evil Corny says, I like the robot voice, but not the popping noise. And Leanna says, it doesn't sound like Ghostface decided to go edgier, so perfectly fine. And Carlos hasn't seen the luggage yet, Raven Shadow.
Oh, you got to
You should post a picture.
I didn't take a picture of it.
Yeah, you don't know how.
Well, you want to
Yeah.
come over?
You should,
Let me take a picture of my.
I really want to see you crawl into that fucking luggage. I know you can fit in there. I know you can.
Well-
The only thing is you might be a little tall.
I'm skinny, but I'm tall, though. That's the
yeah.
thing. You
I'll
know?
fit you in there.
You know what you need to do? Make sure you don't have your wallet with you. Then you'll be able to fit just fine.
Wait,
No sweat.
I'm also...
That's what the suitcase is. It's
Yeah.
your wallet.
Well, I was going to say, I'm also convinced that the suitcase is going to replace the action bag.
It's action sack.
Sorry. The action sack.
I had a bit of a round and round with Aries today trying to make him feel better.
Round and round.
He was saying he has a purse, and I was trying to tell him he has a satchel, but
What? Yeah, I got my motorcycle purse.
no, it's a satchel.
Yeah.
You have a motorcycle purse?
Indiana
my
Jones has a
motorcycle purse.
satchel.
What do them look?
What's wrong with that?
No, nothing. I'm just wondering what one of those look like.
It's on the side of his motorcycle. It's
Oh,
No,
those things. Okay.
not my saddlebags.
Well, I'll go fuck myself. I was
Go
trying to
for
make
it.
you sound awesome.
No, I appreciate you.
You don't
trying to
fucking
help.
ride, Johnny.
His
Right to
saddle
live, Johnny. Don't you know?
his saddlebags are under his shirt.
No, motorcycle is just a one strap bag that I wear when I need
okay.
extra storage on my bike.
Yeah.
All right.
You put it near the tassels.
The castles?
Tassels.
Oh, tassels.
Tassels. No, they're cute.
I'm a rebel, Dottie.
Yep. There you go.
It is hot in here.
It is hot.
Yeah. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot too.
It's hot
MZ.
too.
I made that joke with people the other day, and no one knew what I was talking about.
Sad latte.
Carlos says, with Raven Shadow's head just poking out of the suitcase, of course. You need a picture of that.
They've got to do that.
Okay. I know
Oh,
that this
Julie
is-
Meow Meow says, everyone sounds beautiful and special. But special numbers.
Thank you. I know that no one's going to appreciate this, but Aries, because we were talking about it. But I washed this shirt as soon as I could get the water going today. Took it out of the dryer,
Mhm.
threw on my coat and Aries' coat, right? So it was out of the dryer for 1 minute. You ready, Aries? My cat, if you walk by my house, you get my cat on you.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a
Fucking
spider
amazing.
egg or something.
What did you tell me, Aries? That
No,
you like?
I noticed that I had cat hair on my jacket when I was at work today after being at his house the day before, and then it occurred to me I didn't even bring my jacket into the house. So I have no idea how it got covered in cat fur.
Probably that cat's bad. She probably went in and drove around the block while you're fixing the closet.
Well, it's better than coming home with like glitter that you can't explain. Like, no, baby, I was at a birthday
Wait,
party.
you have to explain that to Ollie?
Well, he's pretty cool. He isn't judge.
He's just pissed you didn't bring him with him.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Where my bitches?
And he'll get away with it.
That's true. He can say
Well,
I can't say that.
he was talking about dog. That, as far as I know, I don't think they stopped calling him that. So,
No, it's still the technical term,
yeah.
technically speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to lighten this group up a little bit. We're all like very tense for some reason.
All right, let's do shots. Can we do shots now?
Oh, I'm already drinking here. We're usually not this these awkward little silences after comments. Kind of just like that.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
It's like we're married now.
We,
How's your day? Fine.
should we all just sit and stare at each other?
Well, it has been 285 episodes. I think that's the
true.
limit.
Yeah.
Here's what everybody needs to do if they're not already doing it. Let me speak on this in public.
Does it pull my pants off?
No. Though people are mad that you said, like, basically everyone that sent a voicemail in that wasn't who you said you were going to take your pants off for on the year-end show pissed off. So you got to be careful. It's just this person.
No, I didn't say that.
He only made 2 movies.
Well,
But everybody needs to go to their house or their special pirate spot.
not
go,
now, Aries.
What?
Go to the Sci-Fi Channel or the pirate spot approximation of it, and download the first 4 episodes of the
think
Grant
it's-
Morrison adaptation. Happy.
I thought was it free or am I?
It is free, but I mean it depends if you have.
That's
to
with
have cable.
Christopher Maloney, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written by Grant Morrison, and it is.
Is he involved in the show?
Yeah, he's a producer.
Grant Morrison,
He's
okay.
He has 2 different production roles on it.
He cashes the check.
Um,
The executive producer and executive producer.
And he's in the credits 3 times because he also has a
And writing.
based on but it is probably the 3rd episode it changes a little. There's a whole nother relationship in it that's not in the comic. It mostly focuses on those 2 characters, the titular character and the one that the CSI dude plays. But it's probably one of the most accurate comics.
He's more than just a CSI dude, right?
Well, that's the only thing I know.
And it was SVU.
He's in 1 minute of Sin City 2. Do you want me
Yes.
to
It's
stop
better.
putting him up there, Bruce Campbell?
Yes.
But so he
And he was in Hot American Summer.
he's
Yeah,
fucking
there you
he's
go.
fucking awesome in it,
Yeah.
and he's fucking awesome.
Oz.
This is the most. It's funny. This is more like they made like Frank Miller's version of Happy, but it's still pretty. It's accurate character wise and story. It's like a Marvel movie. The plot might not be exactly the same, but the characters are so spot on, and everybody looks right, and everything's good, and it's the right kind of scary. Even the new characters that they added, and it's violent and written like a Frank Miller comic, which wasn't there before, and shot like Sin City, but in color. A lot of times it is. It's fucking perfect.
Now, just to inform the other 2 gentlemen who received the same Christmas gift as I did, it is Sci-Fi Channel is available on the Fire Stick.
Nice.
So download it and watch it.
For free money.
for free.
I'm gonna do that.
Couple
There
of
you go.
commercials.
Yeah, I've actually been watching. I don't know. I think I've talked about it before, but I like that show Face Off where they have the makeup artists competing. You know.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, I've watched all the episodes, but T Dog hasn't seen some of the early seasons, so we just go back and every now and then just like go back and watch a couple episodes. And their commercials actually have gotten a little bit better since the new year. But before they used to have 90-second commercials like 5 times through each episode, but now I think they've shortened them quite a bit, which is awesome. But they literally showed the Insidious The Last Key trailer every single fucking break. And when you watch a couple of those shows in a row, it is like it just grates on you. And I did end up seeing the movie, but I almost had no interest after seeing the trailer. So many
Completely
fucking
burned
times.
out.
Yeah, they give you all like pretty much all the jump scares. It's just it's ridiculous.
I heard good things about it, which made me happy because the third one went completely off the fucking rails, and I really liked the first two.
It was fine. Like I probably would have been upset if I had paid money without the movie pass, but not upset. But I just would have been like, I would have rather seen something else. But with movie pass, like that's the nice thing. It's to me, I've already paid for my whole year of movie pass, so in essence, it feels free to me. You know. So I know it's not free, but it costs like $2 or $3. So for me, it was worth it, and I'm trying to get out to see more movies this year, and I guess that'll help.
I just
But
looked
it
up.
was fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was fine.
I mean, did they capitalize on that Lin Shaye kung fu crap from the third one?
I don't remember any kung fu, so
Good.
no.
But
the creature I thought was pretty cool. I wish there was a little bit more. But it's played by Javier Botet,
oh, nice.
who has
He's the tall. He was the
the guy who can like pretty much like he has no like barely any bone structure.
Right.
He was in Mama, and we did another movie with him.
No, we did on Elm Street Kids. It was. Oh no, we did. We did the one with Beyond the Door.
Yeah, he was in that one. Yeah,
Yeah, he was also in the.
oh, that
what did we
dude.
do on Elm Street Kids?
yeah, he's been in a pretty good amount of stuff. But he's good. He's he does the creepy kind of creature thing really well.
He was the crooked man in
Yes,
in
yes,
the Conjuring Dose.
that's right. Yep, he was the crooked man. Yep.
Yeah. I looked up sci-fi on my Amazon, and I came up with a film called Sex Galaxy. Not what not what I was looking for, but just as happy.
Since you like happy, you like this.
Yeah, since you like happy, you like Sex Galaxy.
I'll watch that.
We know you.
All right, so I guess I'll start introducing people. Raven Shadow's gonna be happy about that.
Yeah. Speaking of hats, good segue.
Yeah. All right, I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, the Grand Guignol Network, the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball Podcast, and the Five Hossman Wrestling Podcast. My intro is getting as long as yours, Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to compete.
Join the club.
We also have the Immortal Gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, and one of my co-hosts on the Five Hossman Wrestling Podcast, Dynamo Mars.
I'm sort of let down.
Why?
I felt like I went to like a better place, and then it's like I went to heaven, podcast heaven, and then had to come home.
Podcasting Valhalla.
Ooh.
We
I'm
all
just in podcasting.toilet.
You're beginning to hurt my feeling.
my feeling.
I said nice things about you coming out of the closet and stuff earlier.
We also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs and Fetus, and the upcoming Morbid Tales, and one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Hello.
Should call him Monster Nero.
Ooh.
Monster Nero?
Yeah,
Why?
why not? Mix it up.
Okay, call me Monster Nero from now on.
We also have the Triumph Riding, stage erecting, chief of security, and America's sweetheart, Ares, god of war.
Hello.
Everyone looks forward to Ares' intro every fucking week, I bet. We also have, just catch my breath, the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pippa Promotions, the Italian rapscallion, and the Parisian Bruja himself, Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny.
Yeah. That's right.
You're right. You said all the
I
words
said
right.
all that, and you
that was
say
really
that.
Good. That was really good.
That was wow. That
And
was-
don't forget
Oh, here we go.
the wielder of
Of-
Boba Fett giant luggage.
The wielder of Boba Fett giant luggage.
Yes.
You've obviously never been on vacation because you don't wield your luggage.
Well, you gotta move around.
It's not Excalibur,
And,
you
and
know.
actually, as far as luggage goes, it's kind of on the small side.
Well, what are you bringing?
What are you packing, Aries?
He's got his bike purse and saddlebags.
That is not even as big as my.
Oh, we got a Raven J.
It's not even as big as my gear bag.
Come on.
It's you.
I know what I don't.
What does it
Hold on, you'll see it better in a
That's
second.
pretty good.
It is all right. Here's the Raven J pushing it live right now. It's Aries. He's got his hat on, the beard. He's holding a bottle of whiskey. It says, "Get your goddamn own God of War whiskey."
That's pretty good. That's my next tattoo.
We need to get. Can someone make whiskey? Do we know anyone? Get some God of War whiskey.
We can make a label though at like Kinko's and just buy a bottle.
Just slap it on.
Yeah.
We'll go to we'll go to Kinko's. We'll print some out, and then we'll go to the liquor store and just slap it on all.
Put them on some
whiskey,
Jack Daniels or whatever.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
I might even drink that.
Was that an alien on it?
No, it's Aries.
No, I know that's the beer, but the symbol on the bottle.
It's like the skeleton, like poison, you know?
Huh. Yeah, I do.
Oh, I thought it was an alien.
You fucking idiots. Alien. Why would there be a fucking alien?
Look at it.
That's
It
a good question, but from here it kind of looked like an alien.
You look like a fucking alien.
looks like an alien too.
You look like aliens. Thank you, Raven J.
Thank you, Raven J.
It's a new tattoo right
It's
there
an
for Raven J.
interpretation.
Raven J, how many tattoos do you have at this point?
Not enough. I got.
You know, you don't have that much canvas here.
Well,
Yeah.
That's why I'm very selective. I got 4.
I'm selective.
Yeah,
Selective.
Mars is drinking the Sprite. Yeah.
Chug, yeah.
Chug.
Chug.
And what do you mean selective? Every week, that's my new tattoo.
Well, I'm just.
You're
Is it-
running out of canvas.
Is it flat or does
fair.
it still have some
My
bite
back.
to it?
No,
warm.
it's not flat. You heard the fucking effervescence.
Wake
Mars,
me up inside.
What happened to your glasses, Mars? Okay, they can't hear you.
They got broken. The worst part is, God damn it, working on a new system here. The worst part is because it's so crowded, I'm too far away to see because of my one bad vision, and I can't put on my glasses and lean far enough in to see that way. So I'm fucked. I can't.
Well, I can move over. Hold on.
We're really not changing much. You don't need to see us
I was taking notes.
taking
The
notes.
thing that I'm doing when I'm on the phone, as opposed to these guys who just aren't paying attention.
And looking at porn.
Yeah,
No.
that's okay. Raven Child.
No, you're just looking up Trick or Treat Radio to send your dad a link.
No, I've been doing a lot of research on these films lately.
Oh yeah, tell me one thing about this film that you learned.
I don't want to blow my load now.
Okay.
Oh,
No, that's all right.
It's a remake.
I don't think it is a remake.
Oh boy, we're starting early, aren't we?
All right, well, I guess it's a scene by scene adaptation.
Yeah,
It's got the motherfucker from That Thing You Do.
you didn't
learned
know
that.
that until I told you, idiot.
You just learned that.
That's why I'm sharing it with the fans.
That wasn't research, though. He said it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you get the information. I researched it by feeling Johnny out, and I.
Whoa! Hey now.
Wait. Out or
Wow, hey.
Yeah. Well.
Julie Meow Meow says, "Look, everyone, just take your pants off. It'll really lighten the mood."
All right, fine.
That was from 8 minutes ago. If Julie asks, and MZ's the only one that actually did it. What are you rocking there with your ball bag? What's going on?
Well, he's fucking jamming on the one. Right
Jamming on the one. Oh my God, they moved.
well, yeah, this close. How's that look going in the big screen? You were watching Godfather earlier, now you get the ball father.
Everyone's thankful it's 720 and not 1080p. And Liana says, "Same, Wolfie. Face Off's awesome." Yeah, I agree. I love it.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage rocks.
No, not that one.
Face.
First time Mike says, "Even in family, hey, you guys don't sound like your Earth robot counterparts tonight." No, we don't.
Thanks for bringing it up first time, Mike.
Liana's interested in watching Tokyo Gore Police. All right. MZ loves that movie, right?
Well, actually,
You don't love it.
I don't love it. I like it.
Yeah, it's.
I think it's on the lower tier of the gore films that were.
the sushi. What are they called? The sushi. I can't remember the name of that company, but
damn it! I don't remember it myself. I do have it on DVD, but it is on the lower tier of the Japanese gore films or the Asian gore films that were coming out in that time. It's exceedingly long though. That's the only thing. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's like at least 2 hours long.
Sushi Typhoon. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
I just want to say for the record that I kept my pants on.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that the one guy who usually takes his clothes off didn't even make a motion.
Yeah.
Well, when it happens on stage, I've been drinking since noon usually.
What about the last time you walked into this room naked?
I have no recollection.
I do. It's on the internet.
What I do in the boat is between me and the boat.
Oh shit! Raven J said, "And the cool principal." Ooh, should we put that on your?
Yeah, thank you, Raven J.
No.
Listen.
And Leanna says, "God of War whiskey." I lost it. Hold on one sec.
Yes.
Raven J, can you draw Ares with the Kratos tattoos?
Ooh.
Kratos from God of War.
Why would he want to deal with that plagiarist?
Yeah,
Plagiarist?
he owes Ares money.
Yeah, he's the OG. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's called copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Get your own gimmick, Kratos.
Carlos says that would be a good advertisement. Says, would it make you melt like in Street Trash?
That only works if you look like a hobo. Oh.
Corny says, 2 minutes ago, Corny says, "Damn this big ass screen."
See, there you go.
You need a bigger screen for my gut, so that's why I left my.
And Oily, he came correct and said Sushi Typhoon before I could find out. So thank you, Oily. I could always depend on Oily for any Asian cinema, really, or just any cinema in general.
By the way, anybody that's
Dude,
happy
smart.
that someone on this show is has both their eyes and is not crippled can thank Oily.
Carlos says, "Wow, he really has big balls."
Doesn't he? Try sitting over here, Carlos.
Was the junk out?
No.
I hope not.
It was dangling. It was Jim Dangle.
Might have
over
been
here.
hanging out of my shorts for all I know. I don't know.
I know a man, Jim Dane.
That reminds me of my.
I can't wait to hear what Monster Zero's balls remind you of.
Ray Bradbury's story.
His balls are weird looking.
Yeah,
Ray
guys,
Bradbury only minorly more
guys,
prolific than Monster Zero.
for anyone who's a new listener, I saw Ray Bradbury's balls.
Timestamp.
Ray Ballsberry.
Do you think when he was having special time with his lady, he yelled, "Something wicked this way comes"?
Again.
To his friends, probably like own code to call him up.
Yeah.
Like his version of like Captain America and the Avengers. No, well, maybe not.
His balls must have been hanging around his knees by that time.
Julie says Mars. I don't know what that was in reference to.
I'm upset she made Monster Zero get naked, and it takes a lot for him to get upset.
Yeah.
Julie. See, I'm not blushing. Look at me.
Yeah, because you're probably too hot. All right, so what else are we doing? I think that's it. That's it. Let's just end the show. It's over.
I could go for that today.
Mars, you got talking on the mic. You got to figure out something.
Dude, I'm doing care tonight. I'm sorry.
When you want to get you a headset?
Something like Madonna.
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
I haven't had water or hot. I haven't had hot water. I haven't had heat or hot water since I don't know, a couple days. It was bad.
What
Well, it's going to be like close to 50 tomorrow. So
Yeah, well, it was great because I didn't have it when it was fucking 5.
Yeah, it's
I
back
looked at
on
one
now.
point,
Well,
and
no,
it was
but I mean,
fucking
it's something
5, and it said wind chill feels like minus 35.
No, it sucks now, but I mean, it's something to look forward to.
it's gonna be like it's gonna be like 60, right?
I have heat now,
It was fucking like
Oh, good.
negative 10 degrees last week.
and I could.
Yeah, it was
I couldn't
crazy.
do laundry. That's why I don't have my tie and stuff on. I couldn't wash any of my work clothes. I think I got fired today.
Oh, did you ever hear back about?
No, after I asked, like,
You're like, am I getting fired?
yeah. So I got a thing that said, "Wow, you seem really busy. I think we shouldn't bother you anymore." I'm like, no, it's just this, there's just this weekend is bad because they asked me to cover shifts. And then a few minutes later, I was like, wait a minute, are you firing me? And I didn't hear anything else.
Click.
So I might not have a job.
Leanna says, "Man, I have never regretted knowing more about an author than I do right now." I felt the same way. I went up. I gotta tell real quick, I guess. So this is at San Diego Comic-Con.
You love telling this story. We can
No,
tell.
there's just people who haven't heard it, and they're like 2003 San Diego Comic-Con. I'm on the floor. I was a volunteer.
That's how you saw you looked up his shorts when he wore
No, I was on the I was on the vendor floor, and so I was I had volunteered. I was part of the film department, and we got to like kind of meet some people. I ended up meeting Stan Lee, who's a hot button topic the last few days.
See his balls?
No, I got to shake his hand though, and
Apparently
he
the only one.
was really nice to me. But so I got
Try
to
to create something with him.
people were going around and and introducing like celebrities to the volunteers and stuff, and so I was with a group of people, and someone like, "Oh, come over here, you can meet Ray Bradbury." And I'm not an enormous fan, but I love some of his work, so I was kind of like, "Oh, this is fucking cool, I get to meet Ray Bradbury." And he was in a wheelchair at the time, and you could tell, I mean, he was old, and he needed some help getting around, and he was wearing shorts because we're in San Diego in the dead of summer. And granted, it doesn't get super hot out there, but still, he was in shorts and in his wheelchair. They must have kind of rode up on him a little bit or something. But I got to meet him. I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Bradbury, it's an honor to meet you." I reached out, shook his hand. I looked down to meet where his hand was, and I locked fucking eyes on his balls hanging out of his fucking shorts.
It's a good thing you didn't have a Freudian slip and be like, I'm really baller to meet you. I mean, sack you. I mean, nuts.
Nuts.
Nuts. But he was such a nice guy, and I just was like, I'm
Penis.
trying not to.
Hi, Mr. Cockberry.
Good cocking to you. Oh,
Good cocking to you.
Cock to you later.
Cock the walk. Oops. Oh, sorry.
Cock a walk.
What? What?
What?
What happened?
The fuck is going on? He just
transpired?
flipped off the room and pointed.
I have no idea what that was about.
One of us got flipped off. I'm assuming it's you because you were the one that was talking.
It might have been. I don't know.
He didn't say anything weird, I don't think.
No.
What happened?
All right.
That's great.
What?
That's great. No,
That's a funny story.
it's great seeing someone's famous balls.
I really can't believe you didn't tell him that his balls were out.
No! You can tell fucking Ray Bradbury his balls are hanging out?
Nice to meet you. I can see your balls.
Should I just should I have leaned in and did like
just
kind of
right in his ear,
discreetly?
I can see your balls.
Going for like a bro hug. Like, dude, your balls are showing.
No, what,
I mean,
No, it's cool, man. Good.
What would have been great?
Do
What
the
would
guy
have been
a
great
solid.
What would have been great if somebody got a picture of these two together?
Like pointing
Yeah,
out, like, it's like
I mean, if my balls were out, I'd want someone to tell me my balls were out.
oh, well, remember that time? Back in 96?
Leanna says it's weird knowing this now because I remember reading a Bradbury story where a guy takes a man's bones out of his body, and it's getting scarier knowing about Bradbury's balls. Yeah. Oily says, Carlos, you a Hideshi Hino fan? I'm not familiar. Do you know that name, MZ?
Say what? What? I'm still thinking about Ray Bradbury.
Of course you are.
No, I was
Don't get excited.
Hideshi Hino.
Hideshi Hino.
Yeah.
Name is familiar.
is that Japanese for Ray Ballberry?
Who are you flicking off, Mars?
I was just leaving. I'd make more room for Sprite.
Yeah, but you. Yeah, but
you
you.
walked in the room-
But you
You're like
flicked one of us
pointing and
off.
flicking someone off.
Oh, Monster Zero. I don't
Oh.
like him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that all?
Welcome to 2003. Oh, shit.
Hey, I'm gonna be famous one of these days. Who wants to see my balls?
Seen him.
Leanna says Hideshi Hino is a horror manga artist like Junji Ito. All right.
He's not.
I think-
Sorry, I was getting messed. She's 100% right. I was getting messed up with Rapapori. Is that his name?
Mars, you want this?
Okay.
You want that one?
Yeah, I like him. He's handsome.
I'm giving out some DVDs and Blu-rays. Mars got a Blu-ray.
Oh, I have a Blu-ray now.
It's from the creator of Akira. It's a short piece.
Oh,
We
might
also
like
have
that.
The Last Exile
I might like that.
from Funimation. Shanghai Express
I think I might like that.
with Sammo Hung, Yuen Biao,
That's one of the best movies of all time.
Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh shit!
Okay, the both of you look through this stack and put them all.
Yeah,
back.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I wanted
No,
everyone
I
else
was
to
just
see.
looking. I was just looking at them.
You already got Transformers.
Yeah, but I don't like
You
it.
looked at the stack before he
And
did.
there's also a blue of Gunslinger Girl.
Oh, I need that one. I think that's two of my favorite things.
Is it really?
Yeah, gunslingers and girls.
It's next Dead.
Oh my God! There's so many discs in here.
How many discs is that? A lot.
It's like a Raven Shadow wallet.
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it looks like it's missing some.
No, they're missing a couple. I think it gives you options of how you want to format it.
No.
That isn't how it works.
So see how many it is. Sometimes they just have.
Yeah, it might just be extra. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can read it. Or you can read it.
Because they probably only make that much like high volume disc.
Yeah,
holding.
it says 26 episodes. They're not all here. So, they're just the last few aren't there.
I'm sure it all works out.
Shanghai Express. Maybe give it to Tiny. No, it's DVD. Tiny probably doesn't even play DVDs anymore, right?
I feel I said I wanted that one.
You look through them.
I feel I said it though. I was waiting. I'm like a fucking cobra. I'm waiting to pounce.
No, you're a scorpion.
I am Scorpion, a panther.
Scorpion and a panther.
Yeah.
You're like a panda.
I'm not a panther. Like a panther. I walk like this. I stalk.
All right, Raven Shadow. Here's a quiz. This is a quiz.
All right.
Name one other movie that Sammo Hung was in.
So many countless movies. I can't possibly
Then just
count
name
them all.
Yeah, name one. That's
Yeah.
all. Let's name one.
It's Tokyo.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Tokyo.
Fucking text
He's
me,
Chinese,
motherfucker.
by the way.
Tokyo Drift.
Chinese Connection 8. No, no. That's the thing about Sammo Hung, right? I mean, not only is the early works that he did was so good that from the black and white era, from the avant-garde things he did in the '60s. Haven't gotten that text yet.
Don't text them.
No. Listen, I think what the most important thing that we can say right now is that we all celebrate the works of him.
Yeah, you're looking at his fucking IMDb.
No,
We're trying
it's not
to.
connecting.
He can't connect that fast. Nice blank screen you got going there.
Well,
Time for a new phone, Raven Shadow, huh?
will you come with me to the Verizon store?
Yeah, delete red tube and
I don't use that on my phone.
Julie says I should have gently tucked them back in. Talking about Ray Bradbury's balls.
that would have been very gentlemanly.
Yeah. Just
This
do it
doesn't
very
have all the movies in it
nonchalantly
either.
and just matter of factly,
You-
just
you-
go
you-
over there and just go boop boop.
Raven Shadow, you got 1 minute to tell me one other film, okay? I'll let you look it up.
All right.
This doesn't have all the movies in it either.
What is it?
Some motherfucker took all the Blu-rays out of all these and left the DVD.
Oh, really? That's why they were there, I guess.
Is there anything missing?
That's why they're on the free table.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking these movies.
Well, this has a DVD. It's just.
Yeah, you're missing the Blu-ray out of this. You got the DVD, but not the Blu-ray.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Well, let's see about Short Piece. That's probably the same thing because it's a Blu-ray. It's no Blu-ray disc.
All right, I'll take that. Leave me with a Blu-ray if it kills me.
From Katsuhiro Otomo.
You know what I got for Christmas?
I'll do Last Exile.
Last Exile.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give that a shot.
Here, open that up.
Okay.
You know what I got for Christmas? The Ray Harryhausen collection featuring all 3 Sinbad films and Jason and the Argonauts.
Nice.
With commentary by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh no, that's not it.
Carlos just Carlos said he said one of the answers. If you're in the chat room, Raven Chat.
Trying to get on the internet.
It's
Really?
almost been a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he was. He was in TV shows. He was in Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, for God's
You
sake.
thought I was
I
kidding
said
about
movie.
that.
He was in the Sammo Hung show.
Yeah.
Starring Sammo Hung.
Yeah.
Dude, that is it. Next to Jackie Chan, that is the second most prolific modern martial arts.
And that's so true because he was in. It's a good point, Dynamo. Easton Condor is like a motherfucker.
Why didn't you name that one 2 minutes ago?
Okay, well, because I want to, Wheels Meals? What's it?
Meals on
Meals, like-
yeah,
Wheels
Jesus
on Meals.
Christ.
The Bodyguard. Come on, man.
Yeah, him, Kevin Costner.
No.
No, I know, no.
Christ.
Twinkle, 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 Little Luck.
Twinkle, twinkle, lucky stars.
No, I got bad eyes.
You can't have this.
I got medical problems. Encounters of the Spooky.
Encounters of the Spooky.
Yeah.
Encounters of the Spooky.
You know what?
Is that what it's called?
You should have. I mean, somebody should take that simply based on Cynthia Rothrock.
I know her movies.
Richard, what's his name?
Name
Richard,
one of hers.
the Australian guy.
Oily says Raven Shadow. Good lord.
Don the Dragon Wilson.
First time Mike says Shanghai Express is an excellent movie.
It's fucking
Thank you.
incredible.
Yeah, it's the prequel to Shanghai.
It's
Noon.
my second favorite Sammo Hung and Yum Biao joint with Eastern Condors.
Oh, and it was. I didn't know it was directed by Sammo as well.
And
It's a weird movie. It's like set up like you have to watch that and then tell us what you think.
Yeah, you have to let it, you have to review it.
I'll do a review.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. In
You
two
didn't-
in
you
2
didn't
months.
help me.
What?
You didn't help me.
You didn't ask for help.
Yeah,
But I am asking for the DVD. Give me.
In 2 months, when you finally get around to watching it, give us a review.
I'm gonna watch it.
In 2 months.
See, even Kung Fu Cinema says this is really a must-see, and it is.
Oily says.
I love Cynthia Rothrock. Too.
Oily says Sammo goes topless and dresses sexy in the first scene.
Sold.
Do you see his balls?
Cool.
And
I mean, he's not. His last name's not Hung for a reason. You know?
and Carlos says Wheels on Meals is fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Benny the Jet Key in it.
Benny and the
He was in
Jet.
Killzone.
Thank you. Glad you're paying attention.
Who's the other star of Killzone?
I think everyone on the picture was a star. I think the guy who did
No
the
one-
craft services was good. They had high quality gaffers.
Donnie Yen, motherfucker.
What is a
At the
gaffer?
end, he fucking the thing that the sand people use.
People. I can't take.
I feel that's intergalactically racist.
I just can't take it any longer.
MZ's gonna off himself. He's gonna do it.
No, this is the whole thing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All blues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like the other one, you know, it's missing.
And the mic. What are we fucking assholes?
It's missing some,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at it and it says chapter 1 through 6 on one disc, chapter 7 through 11 on another, and then
Are they Blu-rays or DVDs?
it's blue.
I was gonna so jack off to that Jason Statham movie, and now I can't do that on fucking DVD.
You can't do it on DVD.
Why is Blu-ray?
Oh,
No, someone took the Blu-ray disc. It's one of those package deals. Blu-ray,
oh, is the
DVD,
fucking
and
code
digital.
in there still?
Pro-
I bet you
I
took
doubt
the
it.
fucking code.
Oh, that's probably the dude who left it. Probably.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
no, I thought it might have been someone like nefarious.
Nefarious.
Like someone in the room?
But why
Yeah,
would somebody
account-
leave Shanghai Express?
Probably
I
has
don't
it
know.
on Blu-ray.
Yeah, maybe they got on Blu.
Maybe he's not a Sammo Hung fan.
You are though,
I
apparently.
love it.
Yeah. Apparently, you're a huge fan, so big that you don't even know any of his.
Oh shit! I
movies.
forgot about that. Know who else is in Killzone?
Who?
Your boy Wolf Warrior.
Oh, Wu
yeah.
Jing?
Mm.
Nice.
Give him a smooch.
Smooch and a kiss.
Yeah. Other than other verbs.
Don't kill it, kills it.
That honestly, that almost put like
What's
that's Sammo fucking Hung, man.
No, I know. I don't get out
Hero
much.
to fat man everywhere.
I have a.
He's
memory
Jack-
you
You,
don't
you
get out
have
much-
the internet. You don't need to
If you
get out
don't get out
much.
much, you
gaps.
probably watch more fucking movies.
Well, I got memory gaps.
That's all you got.
Yeah, it's some things I don't remember.
Memory gas or memory gaps?
No, I can remember almost like that real
Memory
name of every
gaps.
superhero from 1939. To
I know,
like,
it's
you know,
insane.
now. But I just have some pockets of memories of loss.
Pockets of memory loss.
You know how to avoid this
What?
whole situation? Is don't try to bullshit your way through anything.
Listen.
He's bullshitting his way through life.
You could have simply
The fact that he's gotten this far is nothing short of a miracle.
you could have just simply said, "Hey, I would be interested in seeing that movie. Let me have it."
I feel I said that.
No, not as nice.
No, you started getting all erect for the actors
I
involved
want
in
it.
it.
I want
But I
it.
think there was judgment, and it was unfair judgment.
No, it was unfair.
You
It took
know.
took you 5 minutes to name off a Sammo Hung movie.
Listen,
Yes, I'm listening.
I know that Robot Man's real name is Cliff Steele.
Okay.
I know that.
You know, if this was the end of the year, this would be his favorite movie right now.
It might be.
It's true. Your
No,
virginity-
actually, what if we did the year-end list right now?
Yeah.
I know it's.
Bushwick would be number one with a bullet.
Yeah, we'll wait till you watch that first, then we'll do
Yeah.
our top 13.
Your virginity is going to grow back so hard you're going to need a circumcision.
In this movie?
A
No,
kryptonite,
you'll love that movie.
kryptonite
The
circumcision.
weird part about it is that they make like Aunt Cindy look like she's all buddied up with Samo, and really all she does is kick the shit out of him.
Nice. I'm excited.
You like it? Samo Hung tries to start a whorehouse, robs
Really?
a train. There's some treasure, some pirates on horseback looking for a thing that It's a fucking crazy story. There's Japanese samurais. There's fucking pirates. There's prostitutes. There's
Sold.
The
Porno
second
stars.
next to Bruce Lee. There is the second smoothest martial artist, in my opinion, in Yun Biao, who is a fireman that gets promoted to be a policeman when all the policemen turn out to be crooked. It's good shit. It's like a old Buster Keaton movie with kung fu, and then it's got probably one of the most epic battle royal like fight scenes. Like there's 5 or 6 different factions trying to do things, and they all fight like a fight that takes up this small gold town. There's people like fighting everywhere. And I love it. Eastern Condors, in my opinion, is a perfect film in league with battle royal, but that's a close second.
No, maybe I'll throw this on in the Sexy Speakeasy tomorrow.
The what?
The Sexy Speakeasy.
Is that code for the spare bedroom?
No.
Is that Captain America or the Avengers?
Knock it off.
I'm telling you this right now because I love your girlfriend and because I helped build it.
Whoa.
You better not call that the Sexy Speakeasy.
Really? No one's feeling that? Okay.
No one. I can guarantee you'll be feeling
Whoa,
nothing
whoa, whoa. That's
if
it.
you invite somebody into the Sexy Speakeasy.
No.
That's
Nothing
what
that's
you
not
call a
connected to you.
room in your fucking in Raven Chateau?
Well, apparently not now.
No,
apparently
no.
not.
There's
It's
really
like,
only one person
No.
you could invite into that room.
Yeah.
you watch
Yeah.
both of them? Watch the Sexy
I'm not that one person.
Come on. We're like practically related.
Oily says
Which makes it even worse.
Oily says sexy speakeasy until his mom calls.
Stop it.
Knock
I
it
don't have
off.
to answer anymore. I'm growing up.
First time Mike says there's a movie called The Deadliest Art, a compilation of martial arts clips with a ton of Sammo Hung, Jackie Chan, etc., narrated by the mighty John Saxon.
That
Damn.
movie
Yeah,
was,
that one.
remember at the beginning of the year, I called The Cult of Muscle?
Yeah.
Beginning of last year, every single week to try to figure out what that documentary was.
Yeah. Is
And
that
Oily
it?
just mentioned it in like a conversation one day like about a month ago and blew
Yeah.
my mind. Yeah, that's the movie.
Oh, I gotcha.
That movie was on the movie channel a lot when we first got cable, and it's one of the most formative things ever because I just would see it at some point, and Jackie Chan would be doing shit. Because I was, brought up on like typical Shaw Brothers style period piece kung fu movies that be on, dudes and, dressed in that sort of pajama like attire, running around fighting in very choreographed things. I had not seen dudes bumping crazy. Like there's a scene in that from I think it's Lucky Stars where Jackie Chan kicks somebody over a balcony and they land on the back of a hard wooden chair and the chair doesn't like really move and they like just bump off it. People take Jackie kind of for granted now because of what he is post Chris Tucker, but that whole those 3 guys and there's a couple other guys and Beardy as he's affectionately known as, and
Beardy.
like pretty much the whole cast of Eastern Condors, like, it's kind of, in my opinion, Oily, who's more of an expert than me, and certainly Jake, he could disagree, but in my opinion, they. Are you having a stroke?
That's my next tattoo.
Raven J. Holy fuck.
Look at all those
That's
balls.
a lot of balls.
They're all multiplying like fucking tribbles.
Jesus Christ. What the hell do I got going on there?
Don't feed them after midnight.
I'm the man. I'm like a freak from Basket Case 2. I'm the guy with 27 penises.
And Raven J drew your beard, Maz.
Yeah, he
Thank
drew
you.
your beard.
Yay.
Now I get the hat right too.
27
Oh my god.
Wowzers.
Your hair's looking good in that picture, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, thank you.
Raven J really did a nice number in your hair.
But yeah, look at that flip. Look at that.
Before I
Look
forget,
at me.
and I leave the people
Look at your claws.
Yeah.
Your talons.
Well, I need something pointy to scratch them all.
I'm going to forget if I don't say it now, even though nobody's paying attention.
Go ahead. Okay.
That group of guys saved Golden Harvest, I think, because they were built kind of on the back of Bruce, and Bruce left, and there was all then there was not only their impersonators, but all the other
Bruce lied?
all the other impersonators that
Bryce Lee.
that like kind of shut down the water. But then lately, at the end of that period cycle, we had films like Dreadnought, fucking great, and then of course later on you got all the Three Stooges or Three Musketeers, as they're both affectionately named, of Jackie, Samo, and Young Biao in like classics like Meals on Wheels, which Oily gave me for a gift one time, and what's it up? Lucky Stars and Project. I think all three. I might be misremembering, but I think all three of them are at least in Project A, if not Project A2, and they were like this great blend of comedy in martial arts. But another thing that was great about them, whether it was just one of them or two of them or all three of them together, was that them and their stunt team from that era took mad bumps, and as opposed to the very choreographed, I always say this guy's name wrong, but Chinsei, I think is how you say it, like who made Five Deadly Venoms, and House of Traps. Like, he was still doing at an equivocal time, I believe, and I could be wrong because I'm not too smart. He was still doing traditional Shaw Brothers style, very choreographed martial arts. And then you had this group of guys that came around. It was like the difference of like, WWF with Doink the Clown, and ECW came. Like you really believed that. You not only did you believe that Jackie was in trouble, especially in Jackie's films, they did the brilliant thing where they showed all the botched stunts.
Yeah.
So next time you watched that movie or watched another one of his movies, you held your breath because that dude is in trouble. That dude is really putting his life at risk. And that you hold in your hand, in my opinion, is from the modern. Only up until now has martial arts films been as good as that is right there.
No, I've heard about it, and I've never seen it, so I'm excited.
They all jumped on Prime at the beginning of last year, and me and Tiny ate them up like Pac-Man.
Did you see the new Jackie Chan joint, The Foreigner, with him and Pierce Brosnan?
No, it just said VOD though.
I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, looks interesting. All right, we got to move on in just a moment. Let me catch up in the chat room, and then we'll close out the intro here. And Evil Corny wants to know, Raven Shadow, have you bought your Black Panther ticket yet?
I bought my Star Wars ticket yet, Corny.
Yeah.
I'm trying, man.
He will never see a movie on like opening night.
We went and saw fucking Justice League opening weekend, and I thought I was gonna kill him. Like it wasn't easy. Like he was all nervous because there was a line at the ATM for me, and like I wanted popcorn. And
Well, you know what pisses me off? Because that was what we used to do.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
We
You
did.
just
We
fucking-
did. That's what we used to do. Midnight showings, opening weekends. That was
Raven
what
Chow,
we did.
Raven Chow, you're divorced now.
well, he was so.
What happened to you,
Oh, well.
man?
Essentially.
I remember,
Documents left.
Not
inside.
officially, but
I remember when you were cool.
Listen,
Yeah, what happened to you, man?
listen, you don't like people. You get angry,
Aries got a long memory.
and then it affected me.
affected me.
And I don't like. You want to go see a movie, midnight movie?
Yeah, we'll go see Black Panther.
Right. What? Wasn't like
What?
like noontime is like still opening day, right?
I'm not positive that you guys should go see Black Panther at midnight.
Are you being racist?
Why are you not sure?
I think he's being a little racist.
I mean, if you go to the Worcester Theater, it'll be fine. But remember what happened when that NWA movie came out? They had fucking the military there practically. I'm not even kidding. There
Straight
was
out
like,
of Compton.
yeah, they were afraid that like it's Millbury. They don't see too many African American people, so they were terrified.
That's fair.
But the 5 or 6 African American people that do live in Millbury will probably go see Black Panther.
Well, keep it OG. I got my copy of FF 52.
Nice.
That's the first appearance, Johnny.
I got first Hawkeye. Did I tell you that?
Did you really?
Yeah, I've had it for a while.
Was it Tales of Suspense or Iron Man?
No, sorry. First Hawkeye Avengers when he was a bad guy.
Okay.
How did we get to Hawkeye?
We should always go to
Because
Hawkeye.
we were talking about Black Panther.
Yeah, and they're friends.
Those books are around the same time.
What did we used to call Hawkeye?
The Purple
Purple Clad Bowman?
Bowman? Yeah.
Wow. What's that? Is that what you're wearing?
That's the official Black Panther costume that was at HasCon.
Oh yeah. I know. I'm psyched. I don't buy movies and tickets in advance because things can happen. Things can change.
Get broadsided.
No.
Did you say it's broadside?
He is broad. What do you think? He is broadsided.
Hey.
I don't blame you.
I'm broadsided. That's why I need my glasses.
Yeah. I like funny books, but damn.
And Leanna says, I still need to watch Jackie Chan's Hong Kong movies. I hear they're much better directed than his American movies. They're just much better.
Yeah.
Period. Some of his Hong Kong stuff is amazing.
Oh yeah, Police
I
Story.
watched the
Police Story
Enforcer,
trilogy. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
which was a Gold Harvest. It was Gold Harvest and an American company joint effort. And oh my fuck, that movie's awesome. It's got Jackie Chan
What
totally
movie?
miscast as a badass cop, and his partner. Pretty much the first 5 minutes of the movie is what every other cop movie's about. His partner gets killed, and he avenges him and gets thrown off, or gets almost thrown off the force, and that's the first 5 minutes of the movie. But then somehow he manages to get sent to Vietnam, I think they end up, or Hong Kong. I remember thinking where they ended up was weird. It must have been Hong Kong though, and to go find this gangster that kidnapped somebody's daughter, and his partner is Danny Aiello. And through the whole fucking movie, through the whole movie, Jackie's doing badass kung fu and stuff like that, and Danny Aiello, have no idea where he gets him, just keeps walking in with like fucking Rambo machine guns and like mowing people down. It's called The Enforcer. It is awesome.
Oh yeah. I have seen that. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Look, I went to go. I'm embarrassed to say it. I went to go see The Karate Kid.
Why are you embarrassed to say that?
Because
the
this
remake
is,
or
this is the remake.
Oh,
the remake of Karate Kid with Jackie Chan and Jaden fucking Smith.
And he teaches him kung fu
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Yeah,
I'm teaching
and
the
it's
true
called.
meaning of kung fu.
I'm gonna teach you the meaning of kung fu in The Karate Kid.
Yeah, but
It was just a bad movie.
think about all the movies you didn't go see for whatever ridiculous reason.
Oh, I
you
know.
went
I
and saw.
agree. Believe me, this was not my choice.
You didn't go see Cabin in the Woods.
No, I did not go see
I
Cabin in
have
the Woods,
a new
but I
love
do have it on
affair.
DVD.
Made a
so,
good decision there.
You ready?
but I do have it on Blu-ray.
This is
so.
like Aries preparing to fight. I'm prepared to fight with you. Guess what I spent my weekend watching? I only watched one of them full, but I ended up seeing parts of them while they were on. I have a new love.
Okay, let's move on.
Whoa.
Really?
What's that?
What's your new love?
And that love is the Fast and Furious series.
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
you were
Christ.
going nuts.
Oh, I tried to save you.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was trying to save you, but I tried to save you.
Yeah. Those movies are fucking incredible towards the end. They made so much money, no one's paying any fucking
It
attention
doesn't fucking matter
at all. There's a part where there's like a lady on Vin Diesel's like windshield that he's trying to rescue, and Jason Statham is gonna drives next to her to shoot the lady, and to save her, Vin Diesel puts on his punches his hydraulics in the front, so the girl flies off the front of the car and into her sunroof. I stood up and cheered.
That really happened.
Yeah, I loved it. And then there's another part where they drive cars out of a plane with parachutes. And in the middle, Michelle Rodriguez has a fight with Ronda Rousey. And Tony Jaa kills almost everybody on the team. Tony Jaa is Jason Statham's henchman. How do you get any better than that?
How many of those films have they made? What,
700.
8? 7, 8 of
I
them?
think,
8.
yeah.
Jesus.
I watched 7.
No, let's
Jesus Christ!
stop. Let's stop. Stop.
No, I mean I watched the 7th one.
I don't care. I don't want to hear about these goddamn movies.
Because they don't have motorcycles.
No, there's motorcycles.
What the fuck is that?
They run them down.
No, because you ride
I
motorcycles.
do ride a motorcycle, yes.
Triumph.
But do I sit here and go, yeah, no, everything sucks without a motorcycle?
Yes, that's what you're saying right now.
Timestamp.
Yeah, why don't you? How do you know you don't like those movies? I didn't think
Because
I'd
I've
like
tried
them.
to watch them, and
Yep,
they are
the first,
god-awful.
yeah, but the first one's not good. The second
one's not good. Third one's not good. Fourth one's not good.
And then the fifth
one's
one,
not
something
good.
happens.
You know what? Every
No
one of
one's
those
paying
goddamn
attention.
movies is a different movie. They're not even like sequels. They're different movies.
No. The last 3 are it's like The Rock and his fucking friends running him. There's a part where The Rock's trash talk is, I'm gonna go up there and make him wish that his mama kept his legs closed. And then there's another part where The Rock sees that all of his friends are fighting outside like a superhero movie, and he looks at his daughter and says, Daddy's gonna go to work, and he has a cast on his leg and a cast on his arm, and he flexes and breaks them off.
You're listen to you. He's like a child.
You sound like a fucking.
You sound like a little kid. He's like, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and this, and this.
They make me so happy. They make me so happy.
What? So what? When does it get crazy? Is it part 5?
Yeah, part 5.
Part 5.
But I mean,
just
I've
watch
only
that
seen
on, I
7
guess.
like all the way through. Like, but I caught part of 5, and I was like, "Fuck, are any more of these on demand?" And the
think you
only other
killed
one that was on
Ares.
demand was 7.
Really?
But I have them on Amazon, so I'm gonna try to.
All right. I saw the first
Well, I
one.
was gonna try to watch them when I went to work this week, but I think I lost my job. So.
So,
Well, more time to watch Fast and the Furious.
I can watch them all now.
Oh no, I can't rent them. Somebody want to buy them?
I can't believe the shit you pick to like binge. Like for the Fast and the Furious.
Well, I'm only gonna watch. I'll watch 8.
Can't hear you.
I'm gonna watch 5, 6, 7, and 8.
I don't
All right.
care, but you know what? All through October, I can only watch Friday the 13th. I got to get through every goddamn thing that was ever
And
made.
because of you, I was too short.
I have no control over your
All right,
height.
we're gonna move on.
You made me feel bad. No one else I've been binging. This guy has a web series where it's
Is it the Gilmore Girls?
Freddy. No, I love the Gilmore Girls. It's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash versus and then the Punisher shows up for no reason and Harley Quinn, and then the Punisher is invading Umbrella Academy's
You know, it
base.
gets to the point where it just sounds like you're making shit
No,
up.
it's true. And then he shows up at Umbrella's base, and you hear, Frank Castle, you don't belong here. And it's Darkman.
All right, let me catch up in the chat room, and then we're gonna fucking end this. The intro, that is. Julie says Raven Shadow,
Yes.
professional bullshitter, needs to be added to his intro.
well,
And Leanna says the Raven Shadow looks so excited to see MZ's balls in that picture.
listen, Leon, I've seen him before. It's been a long fucking 20 years, okay? The tuck video untucked.
And Oily gives some good advice. Import your Hong Kong Jackie Chan films. American releases are mostly cut up and rescored.
Yeah, I have all the ones that I have are how can I word this diplomatically? I don't think that they're originals because I bought them from a man off the back of a truck in Chinatown.
No, he had the Chinese connection.
In fact, most of them are DVD. Some of them are DVDs, despite the fact that
You
they
got a
say
bunch.
that they're Blu-ray.
You got a bunch of stuff from Oily.
Yeah.
Or speaking of Oily, he says I like to think of Chateau Raven Shadow as like Diabolic's lair.
Yes.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, it's coming. I'm putting the finishing touches tomorrow. I'm building some shelves.
I had to wheel a giant fucking quarter in there the other day, Oily. And a
Ju-
dinosaur.
Julie was choking on Andy's mints after seeing the picture of MZ's balls.
Don't choke.
And who's Andy?
Oh.
Oh, me.
Have you ever seen the Fast and Furious 5 or 7 or 6 or any of those?
I saw the first one, and that was enough for me.
But it's not like that. It's
I
not
can't.
like that.
Evil Corny says I've seen all the Fast and Furious. They're my brain candy.
Yeah, see, there you go.
And then Carlos says, "Wow, he really loves these movies."
I do.
He does. Jeez, it's
All
almost.
right, we
The
need
only
to.
thing that would have made it better is at the end, Jason showed up.
Jason who? Jason
Voorhees.
Statham.
There's a part where Jason Statham.
Oh my God!
Jason Statham and Vin Diesel are having a fight, and Vin Diesel says, "You know the thing about a street fight, the street always wins." And then he stomps on the fucking top of the parking garage, and it breaks like he's the thing, and Jason Statham falls in. These are the
You know,
greatest.
you make it sound like I want to see these movies.
These are the
but in
greatest
the end, I really
comedic
don't.
accomplishments in the history of.
Oh my God!
Is that the one that they're in prison together? The Rock and Stratham?
That's the next one in the
It's not Stratham.
no.
Huh.
And the fucking boss is Kurt Russell.
Oh, sold.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't Charlize Theron in one too?
All right. Wait, enough.
Let's go watch
Enough.
that movie.
No, enough.
Suck.
All right, so Captain Ron is
Enough.
in a Fast and Furious.
We're doing a
movie.
Fast and Furious podcast.
Go for it. All right, trickortreatradio.com. Head to the front page. You're going to see a bunch of links on there. Amazon, click it. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. Doesn't cost you any extra.
Michael Ravenshadow, that's me, but it helps keep the lights on.
We'll try and do a brief.
Oh.
You didn't get my cue. I kicked it over to you. You didn't get it.
I thought you were probably
Mars, you have your hand up.
So as I was saying jokingly, and now I can't stop thinking about it because Jakey was telling me I should do it. If I ever do my action in slasher podcast, do you think I forget what it was? Something in Friday the 13th and Fast and the Furious. I can't remember.
Chromecast Josh is in the chat room and he says strafe 'em. It's like strafe. Strafe 'em.
That's not it.
Stratham. It's Statham.
Statham.
Yeah, like
Like
the
But you say
Steakums.
you say strafe 'em.
He said Steakums.
I wish I had Steakums. No, Stratham.
I know. I could go for some. Steakums
not
right
Stratham.
now.
If I ate, like, not that I've been eating that great. I mean, I had a cheeseburger grinder tonight, but if I had a Statham. No.
If you had a steak 'em?
If I had a Statham. If I had a steak about shit my pants instantaneously. How about Friday the Furious? Is that a good name for my slasher?
That's good.
Friday the Furious?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What about Fast and the 13th?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
No, that's not good at all, actually.
No.
I like Friday the Furious. All right. Also, if you guys want to do some streaming, you want to do a live stream like us, you want to do a Let's Play, a Watch Us Die, anything like that, go check out our friends over at Make Some Noise!
Exploit.
Yes.
And then anyway, Jason Statham is on a motorcycle. Will you come watch it with me?
You turned to like a fucking goober.
Choking him.
He's choking him. He's gonna get fired like Daniel Bryan did.
Yeah.
When are you guys coming over to watch Chris Jericho on Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, no, I want to do that.
We'll do
No,
it.
you
I
don't.
live at
Just
home.
do it.
I do want to do it.
Do
What are you
it.
doing- what are you doing
Don't want to
Saturday?
do it. Do it.
Saturday, I'm actually going to a afternoon party.
What are you doing Friday night?
Maybe not anything.
Oh, I think we actually might be doing something.
No. We might be doing something, or you?
Yeah.
No.
An afternoon party?
It's not that thing.
It's not? Do you know when it is?
It's Monday.
Okay, so then one day we're going.
All right.
No.
Thank you.
That's it.
I wasn't telling you on the way
If you
home.
guys want to,
She
help,
called me.
if you guys want to help us out, go to trickortreatradio.com, click on the store, buy some stuff. We got digital content. We got T-shirts. We have other stuff, so check it out. And we also have a PayPal link if you just want to send us free money. We'll take it. Help us pay for all the hosting, the website, the podcast,
The psychiatric care.
the psychiatric care, which is extensive.
My
And-
$50 Fast and the Furious collection.
Yes. Yeah, we have to buy Mars all Blu-ray collection. And all right, Raven Shadow. So you sit down and watch Day of the Dead Bloodline. Everyone now has heard the stories. They've heard the stories of Raven Shadow and his machinations. When he sits down, it's legit. This is not a work.
It's true.
It's legit. He has to do, get everything ready. He gets a hot pocket in front of him. He gets some pizza rolls
In his sexy room?
in his
Sexy speakeasy.
in his sexy speakeasy. He's got the the shot. He's got a 40.
Yep.
What else? What else you got there?
Maybe a couple smokes.
A couple smokes. Yeah, ashtray.
Bong.
Ashtray.
So he's got all his stuff.
Got my
So,
dog.
you got your dog Ollie, who you subject to massive amounts of smoke. Nice job.
No, he's a Bichon.
So that's
What does
okay.
that have to do with
They're
anything?
So he-
genetically engineered because they're from France. They smoke there.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, so-
he's a Parisian brouhaha.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
from the Bijons have a background in the circus.
What do you feed him
A
snails too?
Parisian Bichon?
Yeah, the Parisian
Parisian
Bichon.
Bichon.
He's fit in right here with your ringmaster outfit and these monkeys.
It's very exciting.
So what do you do to prepare
Uh,
for Day of the Dead Bloodline?
I wake up Sunday morning, and I don't do fucking anything, Johnny. I decide, I'm staying on my jammy jams, my new Marvel Avengers ones with Hawkeye prominently on the pants.
Oh, the purple-clad Bowman.
Purple Cloud Bowman, yep, and a nice John Byrne style bow draw, which I enjoy.
Is that right on the crotch?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So then I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do a thing for me,
Yeah.
me and Ali, So I watch Star Trek
Muhammad
Next
Ali.
Generation. Muhammad Ali. I watch Star Trek Next Generation reruns.
What?
And then I watch The Force Awakens to get me primed for Last Jedi.
Dude, the Han Solo movie's going to be out before you fucking see Last Jedi.
You're the second person that said that to me today. Actually, it's funny. Someone said that to me today.
It's not really funny. It's kind of true.
It's sad. It's what it is.
Well, someone will go with me.
Will
Will you go with me?
I've seen it twice.
See it? Why'd you see it?
I'll go. I'll
go.
I guess.
I offered to go last week with you.
All right, you will go with me.
I said last week, and I got nothing.
No.
Why don't you just go by yourself? Why do you have
He
to wait
can't,
for
he
anybody
can't.
else?
Why don't we go see Star Wars on Friday at some point, and then go watch
Fast
Chris
and Furious?
Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom?
That could be cool. That could be sexy time.
Okay, let's go.
So,
where we're going.
yeah, where are we going here?
You need to say your catchphrase.
So before we do that, before we can do that Friday, before we can do that Star Wars, before we can see Chris Jericho, before we have more cocktails, I had to strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
I'm Mike Allred. For the gidgiest listening experience, you gotta check out Trick or Treat Radio.
I'm Ruby Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
All right, we are back on Trick or Treat Radio. Mars was continuing to talk about the Fast and the Furious as
Till Aries yelled at me.
as first time Mike says in the chat room, like a 7-year-old telling someone about his cartoons. Leanna says, "Holy shit, R.A. Salvatore." Yeah, he's our boy.
That's my dude.
We go way back
Yeah.
with R.A. Leanna. We had him on episode 54.
Yeah, about 4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 54. I'll look that up, but I think that was it. But we had R.A. and then the two previous weeks leading up to it, we had his sons on, who worked on his the role playing game that they put out, Demon Wars Reformation, and we had Brian and Gino, his sons. So that was fun to do that to the Salvatore clan over the course of 3 consecutive weeks. And we also got to hear the story of Chewbacca's demise and how R.A. wrote that in the now no longer canon Star Wars book. So it was a good listen, I think. Well, I haven't listened to it since then, really, but I recall having a lot of fun having R.A. on. So
I'll tell you this: Chewbacca never lifted up an X-wing, so Luke could work under it.
it's true.
No, but Yoda did.
Man, I'm telling you, those movies are the fucking silliest, fucking funniest movies ever put together.
All right, so we're going to talk about the flick, and we are doing Day of the Dead Bloodline. And I'll just say this: I'm sorry.
Could have been doing it.
So the
Don't
flick,
worry, no one's talking about this, Johnny.
The flick, Day of the Dead Bloodline, rated R, 90 minutes. It's a horror film from 2018. It just hit VOD.
Mm-hmm.
And it is directed by Hector Hernandez Vicens. I think I'm saying that wrong. Or right, maybe wrong. I don't know. And it is written by Mark Tonderai and Lars Jacobson. And it stars Sophie Skelton. That's a pretty cool name. Jonathan Sheck, Jeff Gum, Marcus Vanko, Mark Rhino Smith,
All fake names.
and Lillian Blankenship, and Rachel O'Mara. And the synopsis: a small group of military personnel and survivalists dwell in an underground bunker as they seek to find a cure in a world overrun by zombies.
An original story. If there ever was one.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, Leanna says, "I'm sorry you guys had to watch this movie. It sounds so terrible." Whoa! Don't shut the door all the way. Have a seat, Raven Shadow.
You might as well have brought up the Fast and the Furious here.
Yeah. And then they went flying in the air, and he did a double flip.
Donnie Yen definitely kicked a bus off a cliff.
Whoa, Donnie Yen was in it?
No, sorry, not Donnie Yen. Tony Jaa.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I was just thinking of Donnie Yen because it kills him.
All right, so right off the bat, let me just say, let me actually look up. I forgot to look up if this director had done anything else, and he has done a few flicks. So this isn't his first one. He did one other flick, The Corpse of Anna Fritz. Has anyone seen that?
Yes.
You have
No,
not
you
seen
haven't.
it.
Yeah, Samuel
You
Hung was
asshole.
in that.
Samuel Hung. Samuel Hung.
Yeah, Samuel Hung.
I'm going to throw myself down the
He was
stairs.
in Enter the Dragon.
Will you shut up?
Oh shit! I almost got to get the finger.
Mars left because of you.
I'm sorry, Mars.
Fucking asshole.
Oh,
You.
no, I was just having fun.
No, you're not.
No,
This isn't fun. Nothing about this is fun.
Is it fun to you?
wait, what's fun?
All right, so, God damn it. Let me take a look at my notes here again. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm confused. Is this Day of the Dead Blood? If this is Day of the Dead Bloodline, how does it relate to the original Romero film, Day of the Dead?
It doesn't.
Okay,
It's just going by its own.
then does it relate to Day of the Dead 2 Contagion? Or the remake from 2008? And if none, why call it Day of the Dead?
Right.
Because they just want because I mean you could have easily just called this movie Bloodline. It wouldn't have made the movie any better, but at least you're not riding the coattails of a Romero classic, you know. And Day of the Dead, I mean, come on, the title's been used over and over and over and over again and again and again, and it's got to stop. And this it's got to stop. And this does not help. This was my God, whose idea was it to watch this?
I'll take credit.
You know, I'm doing everything I can from keeping myself from punching you right in the face.
Well, so Mars wanted to do a horror movie. We haven't done a horror movie in a while.
That's true.
And this is the only one that came out?
No, it just came out. It was relevant. You know, I figured we'd try to stay on top of some new stuff.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm all for that. But, God damn. I mean, this was just pitiful.
This guy made a movie. And they had a bunker.
You always started with that. This guy made a movie.
He did. And they had a Winnebago.
Cecil says unwatchable, but I'm digging this review.
The review might be more entertaining than the movie.
We should do a commentary.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the acting in this, especially early on, could be some of the worst I've seen in a film that we've watched for this show. The friend here was terrible.
Yeah.
The boyfriend of the friend, terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like everyone, the main girl Zoe was okay. She wasn't a great actress, but it was passable.
Well, first of all, I still have a hard time dealing with the fact that there's a big
party
going
in
on
the fucking
in a
school?
hospital.
In the hospitals, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just don't understand that. I mean,
And
with
they
that,
didn't,
the
and they
same
didn't
thing.
dress it up. Look,
Yeah,
it looks so bad. Like, at least fucking dress it up. And
Yeah, I mean, well, they did the same thing in with Kane.
Kane, the Kane movie, See No Evil.
See No Evil 2. They
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing
yeah.
in See No Evil 2, and I question that. What the hell is a big party like that doing in a goddamn hospital?
Basically, what it is, it's the opens up with a bunch of medical students performing an autopsy on a body, kind of judging it, and it's either the last day of classes or they're graduating, and
they're gonna party.
And even the teacher was like knew about the party, but there's no way to be authorized.
Yeah,
Here you can't do
where
that.
they keep kegs in the fucking morgue.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen, and it's stupid. And
you know,
it's
and
dumb.
it's I mean during the class scene where they're looking at the body and trying to figure out how this person died, the arm slips off and scares our heroine Zoe here, and I'm saying, you know, this is following every
paint by numbers.
This is a very paint by numbers, very pedestrian horror film where even the slightest little jump scares are meant to terrify you, and and with the horrendous acting, the horrendous set pieces, and everything else is just going along with it, trying to make it.
And why did she have to
Trying to
take
make
the
it-
fucking keg?
Who the hell knows?
And how does this dude know where exactly she is?
Right.
And was he hanging out there all night waiting for the party to start?
Yeah, he's like a fucking buff Crispin Glover.
Jonathan Sheck, I think that's how you say it.
Sheck, yes.
Sheck, yeah. He was, if you guys don't know him, if you ever saw That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks with the
Yes.
band, like the Beatles-esque band, the Oneaters.
Yep.
Well, the Wonders, but they call them the Oneaters. If you've seen that, he's the lead singer. And he plays a real creep in this, like to the point of, like, not even like it's kind of like disgusting. Like it's
In this, you're
over the
talking
top.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's over the top creepy. Like like he's trying to force himself on her right now. And
it is disturbing, and if this is as far as it's going to go, as far as disturbing content goes, you know, I mean, that just gets to me. That scene where he just starts licking her face. You know, I haven't been disgusted by that since like Terminator 2.
The one thing I will say, that this movie has going for it, because I don't think we're going to sugarcoat it very much, but the makeup I thought was decent. I thought the makeup and the way it was shot, it was competently shot. I'll say that.
Now that's where I slightly disagree with you, because there was a lot of digital altering.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the way it was shot. Like, it looked fine. It wasn't amateur, you know. It wasn't amateur hour. It just it's fine, you know.
I suppose, but but the way they were digitally altered, as far as their color goes, because you could, I mean, they were like very, very. The skin was filled with a lot of dark grays and blacks and things like that, and it just didn't look real. It didn't look genuine. It didn't look natural. It didn't even look like a paint job
Yeah.
or even a shitty airbrush job. This was
Watch this half-hearted effort to escape.
Yeah.
Like, what is she even doing? Like, the thing about this. So the movie starts off. It starts off with like mayhem, and then it says 4 hours earlier,
right.
and then it has like a 10-minute scene, and then it says 5 years later.
Yeah, right.
So in the span of 10 minutes, we show a scene, we go back 4 hours, and then we go ahead 5 years.
I thought that we would just go 4 hours back and then relive what happened during those 4 hours, which would have been fine.
Right.
It would have followed the template of what you were trying of what you're trying to accomplish with using that kind of a time frame. But instead, they just confuse me and apparently everybody else by throwing in the 4 hours earlier, 5 years later. It's like
it's just to me, and we haven't done this in a while. We haven't destroyed a movie, but and I'm sorry, like if any of the people who worked on this movie listen to this, because that tends to happen here and there. We get surprised when people listen, but this is just horribly written. Mm-hmm. This is one of the worst scripts I've maybe seen for this show, and we've been doing this for over 5 years. Mm-hmm. This is a horrible script with every single like cliche for a zombie movie in it. There's no surprises.
No.
And the surprises are just fucking stupid like logic things that just shouldn't happen.
And the guy who plays Miguel Salazar, Jeff Gum, he's basically the Captain Rhodes of
he's
this
trying
of
way
this movie.
too hard to be Captain
He's
Rhodes,
trying way too hard, and he's failing miserably. It's
just
like
so over the top that it's almost like silly.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. You can't take him seriously. He's not threatening at all. No matter what he does, you can't take him seriously because everything is just so over the top and embellished and everything, and it's just ridiculous. And that goes with pretty much every character here. They tried way too damn hard to create the illusion that these guys are a bunch of badasses and what's going on outside is absolutely horrible. And you better listen to what we have to tell you, otherwise we're going to kick your ass out and you have to fend for yourself. This is a bullshit story. Yeah. I mean, it vaguely resembles the Romero classic.
Yeah, and if
it has little touches here and there where
if you're remaking it, if you can't make it like, granted, you're not going to make that better. So let me take that back. Let me step back here. And if you can't do like even a step below, just fucking copy what Romero did, because at least you know it'll be good.
Yeah,
at least the general idea behind it will be good. But like they took way too many liberties. It was just like I don't know, like just someone had like, this is like the first script they ever wrote. That's what I feel like. And they just like, I've never written a script. So like this person clearly has one up on me, and kudos to them for getting a job, to do this. So I'm not diminishing that, but like I have written, like I did write a script and I fucking lost it. But I think that my script, that I wrote years ago was better than this. More well thought out, and it had more surprises, and it just wasn't so cliche.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, one thing, fine, a zombie apocalypse, fine. How many times have we seen that? And how many new versions are they going to make in the next 10 years? And we probably see most of them. We'll at least check it out. But you think if you're going to do something that's been done, what are you going to add that's different to it?
Well, that's the problem, because I mean, this is a subgenre that's hit the mainstream for the past 15 years or so, and you could see it. It's starting to slow up a little bit, but I think also what's against this movie is its timing. Is that it's 15 years too late. I mean, I think even if this was released in 2002, 2003, it still wouldn't be regarded as a good movie, but at least it would be talked about in circles where it could possibly rejuvenate the zombie subgenre.
But it also, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, like, I know this is polarizing for certain people, but I mean, it also came off very much like a very bad episode of The Walking Dead.
Well, yeah, that's kind of to my point. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So
I mean,
this is clearly they're trying to capitalize on the popularity of The Walking Dead, right? I mean, when did the show come out? 2011 or 12?
2010, I think.
10, okay. So, I mean, the show has been, it's almost run its course at this point where it's almost like too much. Like people are, I've heard a lot of people talking badly about it and just wanting it to go away. But they're clearly capitalizing on the popularity of zombies and that show. And so if you have an opportunity to make Day of the Dead, it is a known commodity. Zombies are hot, and Day of the Dead, people know that film. So if you release it, it's automatically, you have a name. Like you already have a built-in name. But they have a lot to live up to based on the shit that came out in the 2000s. There's Day of the Dead 2, Contagium.
Yep.
And then Day of the Dead, the one with was it Ving Rhames that was in it?
Yeah, he was in both actually.
Okay,
Contagion and the remake itself.
Yeah, so I mean, the fans don't expect much.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, the bar isn't set very
low,
high.
Yeah, it's real low.
It's extremely low, and this might be the worst of the bunch, and that's saying quite a bit.
Yeah, I didn't see the other ones. I completely passed on.
Yeah, you'd want to forget about them. I think Ving Rhames makes things interesting, as he always does, but he might be the only shining point in both of those films, and he's not even in this one. And not that, who knows, maybe they asked him to be a part of it, and he said, fuck off. But the bar is set really, really low, and they couldn't even hurdle past this one, past that bar. This is just a dreadful film. The one thing it does have that I did like is, and I never really gave it much thought until it showed up on here. We talk about zombies and we talk about how they, with the rotting skin and everything else.
Oh, and don't get me started on the fact they call them rotters.
No. See, that's another thing is that they got to do is that they now every show, every movie, they got to call them by a different.
Come up with their own name.
Come up with their own name, which is really getting on my fucking nerves. Is the fact that when you do, there is a scene in which you see one of the zombies' guts spilling out.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that looks pretty good because, I mean, if the skin and the flesh is all discolored, then the innards should be discolored as well. And I thought that aspect was pretty good. Other than that, I think this movie is a complete and total failure in just about every aspect.
There's one element I like the idea of that they stopped a little too soon. I liked how it kind of became a slasher for a little bit. When the zombie first got on the compound, it was just
oh my god! Don't even. Okay, I guess we'll go there because I had a huge issue with that. Like, I understand as you go along, we find out that Jonathan Schaech's character of Max, who is the de facto bub in this, obviously, he is not quite. I mean, it's not super spoilery, but he's not quite a rotter, as they call them.
And who gives a fuck about spoilers, right?
Well, I still, like, even if we didn't like this, that I don't want to take that away from someone if they want to see it. So I don't want to go. We'll tread lightly, but that's not a huge spoiler because I mean, clearly there's a reason they have him chained up and they're trying to, But the thing about Bub that works so fucking well is you see a progression over night to dawn to day that the zombies are sort of evolving. Is that safe to say? Like that there's something about them where they grow as characters, and then Bub is sort of that next evolution of the zombie, and it completely makes sense that they're trying to teach him to relearn his motor skills and to teach him things, and that works so well. And it was such a bold move, I think, to do a character like Bub at that time, and now they're trying to do that again. And this dude I don't think they ever mentioned it. Do we know why he was different?
Well, they mentioned early on some of his blood type. His
blood type was different from everybody else.
Okay, yeah,
because that was in the first 4 hours earlier.
Yeah, in the beginning.
And there was something special about him because he would come into the medical.
Yeah, he'd get his blood drawn,
and he would. Yeah, and he would. And he's captured. Max is captured, and already, right off the bat, it's not like they ever actually had to teach him anything. He already knew how to speak. He already knew how to fight and react. He's quite stealthy in a
Very John McClane way.
Yeah, right. He's very stealthy in a John McClane sort of way.
It was like fucking Solid Snake and like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously.
He was.
How can a fucking zombie be stealth? He gets on the bottom of the fucking truck and he rides the fucking truck in. Like, how long was he hanging on the bottom of that?
Like Snake Eyes.
Right.
And like that was fucking stupid. And then he gets off and he's all fucking like stealthy like a fucking rogue, sneaking around, like hitting all his fucking saving throws. Like, what the fuck? And then he's like hiding out in the bushes and then he sneaks into the fucking complex and then he's hiding behind one of the trucks. And then all of a sudden he just like a fucking like panther, like goes up into like a fucking air vent.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking zombie. It's like a bull in a china shop. Yeah. Like a fucking zombie in an air vent. Like, how could nobody fucking know?
I mean, I guess we're supposed to believe that, considering they're saying that he's not fully a rotter or a zombie. Let me call him a zombie, please. But at the same time, it's like, Bub and Day, they taught him how to speak. They taught him words. They taught him manners, whether good or bad. They taught him all sorts of things. In this situation, he already knows half these things, and for some, I just don't buy it, because I just think the whole idea is ridiculous. Just because you act like a zombie, just because you look like a zombie, I think that should mean that you should act like a zombie. That ain't me.
Phone keeps beeping.
It ain't me.
It's not me.
I mean,
Notice Aries ain't doing shit. I'm just saying. And the thing, and maybe because I was looking at my phone at this time, or looking at some new action figures I bought recently, or maybe just like talking to Oliver. How far is the secret stronghold from where the med school was?
Right. Well,
probably kind of far. Right?
All right. That's another thing too. This scene right
they?
here with the breakdown, like, how cliche is the vehicles breaking down?
Right. And they're not starting.
And
I fucking hate that shit.
But then the thing is, nothing really came with it. Like, I thought maybe someone would be put in peril, but no, they were just fixing the car just to delay. It's to me, it just seemed like, okay, well, we can get 5 minutes out of this to pad the runtime. That's just what it seemed to me. And once again, I hate to fucking tear this apart, but like, this is paint by numbers. Like, it's like, okay, oh well, we need a vehicle to break down, or we need to try to make a tense scene where the zombies are going to try to get to the car.
This is a very run of the mill, paint by numbers pedestrian horror film. That's all it is. It seems like, it feels like everybody's first time shot in a movie. Everybody sucks. Nobody is any good. No, you don't feel any pity for any characters. They're just bodies just waiting to be devoured, and that's all they are, and it's nothing more than that. And you don't care. I didn't care.
No, did you care about any of the characters? Did anyone give a shit about anyone in this?
No, not even the little girl.
Not even the little girl, yeah. Like, they're going out, like, they're going on this expedition, this quest to go find some medicine for this little girl, and all the while, like, they can't even, like, drum up even, like, one iota of sympathy for her. It's like, fuck her, just let her die. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, it just were unable to achieve anything in this movie. Yeah. Like, they couldn't do anything.
It's ridiculous. I just didn't like this movie at all.
And at least maybe with the scene, maybe they could have.
Look at how they're running.
I like that guy.
I do look like he had to take a shit, like he'd been deprived. He couldn't take a dump. And I don't know. And then they go to the school, and then Zoe was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check my old desk," and and she leaves the group.
Yeah. Don't leave the group.
Yeah.
Don't check your old desk.
Like, there's clearly zombies in here, or rotters, and she leaves and just goes to her desk, and in there, like, then that's where she sees Max, who's hanging out near her desk because he's a creepy zombie now.
Oh, okay. And you know what else? I also feel like, I mean, even though this is a rogue bunch of military people, I can't help but feeling like, and which is true with a lot of zombie films, independently made or professionally made, whatever. I can't help but thinking that this is just a bunch of 20-somethings just getting together saying, hey, let's get together and make a zombie movie. I just can't see it any more than that. That's all it looks like to me. Just a bunch of 20-somethings,
Well,
I
and
mean,
what it
with
was-
the occasional smattering of maybe a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old in there, just to give it a little bit of texture.
Well, what it is just like some producer probably was able to get a little bit of money behind this and get the name Day of the Dead, and they drummed up some business, got a young filmmaker and some young script writers, so they don't have to pay him very much money, and got one name actor in Jonathan Sheck, who's really, I mean, he's fine in this. He's the best part, honestly, probably.
Agreed.
But he's like that's not going to carry your movie,
As far as the age thing goes, how old are you, MZ?
I'm 46.
How old are you, Aries?
He's
You just answer the damn question.
he's ageless.
How old are you, Smokey Bear?
41.
And you're like a little baby over there, so you're young.
I'm the same age as Raymond Shadow.
So, well, you and Raymond Shadow maybe, but the rest of us are getting fucking eat up in a zombie apocalypse because we're old and broken and can't run. So there's maybe only 25-year-olds left.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that is a way of looking at it. But when you look at the zombies, they don't look like they were all that old either.
Well, they don't age anymore because they're dead.
No, but I mean, all the zombies look like they were probably in their 20s, maybe 30s. But you never see a 70-year-old zombie. Go figure.
See, I'd fucking break my glasses. I'd be fucked. It'd piss me off.
Carlo,
No, you drop your cigarettes and you'd be fucked.
Cecil says this review better than the movie. And Carlos says, God, this movie sounds so bad. I want to watch it. And they says, what does he say?
Don't fool yourself. This is not a so bad it's good movie. This is a so bad it's
bad.
Completely avoid it bad.
Right. It's not there's any sleaze or like even the gore isn't over the top. There's no over the top nudity. There's nothing, graphic or I don't know.
Creepy girl's hanging out.
Hey,
what?
Baby.
And she says it was goofy, felt kind of sci-fi, and medically not believable. Like in 5 minutes, she develops an antibody and no true zombie terror.
She's right about that. It does feel sci-fi network.
And there definitely is there's really no terror at all. Cecil once again with the stats budget $8 million. $8 million, and filming locations Bulgaria.
What, really?
Well, yeah. Well, if you look at that shooting crew.
They got to fight.
Yeah.
They got to film some scenes on the cave of the Flintstones dinner theater set.
Yes.
Where was that fucking cave where he's chained up as the phoniest shit of all time?
Yeah.
Right. Oh God.
So, all right, what else?
The director's gonna call and be like, "That was totally a cave, you asshole."
I think I mentioned this earlier, but if there's any saving grace, I thought the makeup looked pretty decent.
I thought the hour-and-a-half running time was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like when I turned it on the second time to try to get through it, I only had like 20 minutes left. I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I was actually done. I was done, early. Had the rest of my night free. It was nice.
But wouldn't you take a 2.5-hour movie that's awesome over this?
Fucking give us one, Johnny.
I gave you some last fucking year.
Well,
it's a new year.
Last month.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately?
This is 2018.
Well,
sir.
if there's any
Watch Fast and Furious.
If there's any positive note about this movie is that it's actually on all of ours top 13 lists so far. So it's
because it has to be.
Yeah,
because we've only seen 2 films.
Or is it so bad that it's automatically taken off? Who knows?
It's definitely gonna be. It's pretty good contender for Dear God No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
and early contender.
But it's not even that. Like Dear God No was downright fucking filthy and
Well,
bad
the sexy
that
dicks
time.
were good.
The sexy dicks were cute for a minute. Cecil says the film received overwhelmingly negative reviews. Michael Gingold of Rue Morgue magazine called the idea of a remake a foolish and pointless exercise and said the film's themes were strictly and tediously standard issue.
Yep, exactly.
Just like the combat boots.
Look at the way they. What is wrong with them?
It's like they're swimming in fast motion.
Look at this. And see that? I mean,
Looks like he's
zombies
riding a hobby horse.
No, but if you look, the The zombies are actually using the handrail to go down the stairs.
He looks like he was riding a hobby horse.
It's like fucking. It's like Willem
It's
Dafoe.
like Joker zombie.
Yeah.
Wait, where it is? Where is it? Is it?
It's down the stairs.
Stairs?
Yeah.
All right,
It's coming up.
coming up here.
This is the best part in the movie.
Right here. Oh, he pushes him over.
Woo 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 woo.
Whoa.
Can we just do ratings so we can wrap up early?
No.
I think that hot Sprite made my stomach hurt, and I gotta go throw up. I can't even
Sprite's
believe
supposed to settle your
Yeah, it
stomach.
didn't work. I can't believe I had to sit through a whole nother fucking segment. Can we just go say Pew Buster?
Creepy girl. She asked if we did our top movies of 2017 yet.
Where have you been?
Yeah. Where you been?
Oh, baby.
Oh, all right. So what else?
We did a special year-end episode.
Yes.
Available on wherever the fuck you get this.
No, the
Oh, I think my favorite line of the movie. He's the breakthrough I've been searching for.
And she didn't even graduate medical school.
No. Oh, some decent blood.
Yeah, great.
You need to find some fucking saving grace.
I mean, that dude was kind of cute. I like his hair.
It's because it looks like yours.
Thank you. Like it.
all right, let's wrap this one up, please.
They had Humvees.
They had Humvees.
It almost looks kind of like a set, like an old time like movie set.
It does. That doesn't look real at all.
They just threw a bunch of newspapers out.
Yeah, right.
See, so this is what I'm talking about. This is actually, I think, the scene where I said that it looks like it's competently filmed. Like, some of the shots are fine.
Yeah, the lens cap is off. That's pretty competent.
The lens cap is off.
You did a really good job.
Taking that lens cape off.
We didn't see a fucking boom light fucking bobbling in the wind. Their shoes are fucking tied. That's pretty competent.
Cecil says you can't make a movie like this after Girl with All the Gifts and stuff like Train to Busan.
Fucking A, right? Let's watch that again.
Yeah.
But then you get stuff like for whatever Maggie or The Battery that kind of played around with some of the
those
at
are
least
good,
it tries
you
to
know?
do something slightly different.
Yeah.
This
doesn't
this
do
is
anything
completely paint by numbers.
Yeah.
It literally, like, they checked off, it's box checking. It's like, okay, well, we have a scene where they break down and the zombies come after them. Check. Right. We have a scene where a zombie rides a fucking SUV on the underside. Check.
We have an evil, military leader being an asshole.
Check.
Yeah.
We have horrible acting. Check.
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 You know? The fuck?
Let's see. Is there anything else in this that...
Aries is so upset.
Aries hasn't said a fucking thing.
Cut his tongue out.
He wouldn't talk to me about it.
He cut his tongue out.
He wouldn't talk to me about it today while he was doing stuff at my house. He said, "Save it for the show."
And he has nothing to say because he probably didn't. He probably pulled a Raven Chat on it.
Is that true?
Oh.
Well, I really don't like. I really don't like when I disagree with the group. See, I feel that.
Oh yeah! Defend it!
That you guys are missing all the complex undertones of this. Oh, fuck it, I can't even do it. This movie was atrocious, and I don't even want to talk about it.
Damn it!
I was fucking riveted.
I wanted that.
I was fucking riveted to see where he was going with that.
This movie had good makeup. Beyond that, fuck it.
I feel like this is like the time when Montezero showed up at the Chinese buffet and told us that he had a threesome. And when we asked him about it, all he had to say was that they had nice hair.
Yes. Raven J says, seeing the zombie smile in the trailer made me hate the movie automatically.
Well, watching it doesn't fucking help either.
Raven J, if it's any consolation, that he's the best part of the movie.
Yeah. Shaq plays a pretty good, I mean.
He did.
It's not that difficult to play a zombie.
With what he was given.
But he looks really good. I mean, especially when he opens up his mouth and he starts screaming.
He looked like a zombie when he was alive.
Huge.
Yeah.
But, I mean, his mouth looks fucking huge. Almost disproportionately.
He's got some nice DSLs.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That there's no reason for him to be cartoonish just because he's a zombie.
It's a rotter.
I don't think he was cartoonish.
Fuck up.
I think everybody else was cartoonish. He might have been the most realistic person there.
That grin, smile, that was cartoonish.
I'll tell you this: Montezero could have teabagged him, and he had plenty of room.
You got teabag Trick or Treat Radio.
He did teabag us. This fucking movie
Q
teabagged us.
Buster.
Yeah.
We're pissed.
That sucks.
Could have watched it, but no, everybody's talking about it.
Oh, it would have been awesome. I would have liked to see
That's
that.
like 2 hours and 20 minutes, Raven Shadow.
But they would have been a good movie.
Yeah, see.
You didn't see it yet?
I'm fucking trying, John.
You
know
just
why?
cue
'Cause I'm
him.
watching fucking Day of the Dead Bloodline.
You want him to watch it? Make it part of the required reading.
I'm gonna watch fucking Shanghai Express.
Yeah, you're not
Shanghai
watching that
Surprise.
motherfucker.
That's two fingers in Rapongi, my friend.
And you know what pissed me off most about this movie?
Tell us.
The one part that could have made it redeemable.
Nude
is,
scene.
Yeah, the nude scene.
I know. Yeah.
And they just fucking really just.
God.
I speak Aries.
Oh God.
Is that really still a thing for you guys? Like that would have made the movie.
No,
better.
but it would have like
you
made
have
it
access to fucking
bearable.
porn in your on your phones.
You know
And
what?
You got to see boobs in a movie.
It's very easy to type in tits and see tits, but
Right.
just to have them randomly
Really?
pop up in front of you, it's a lot better.
Let me try
I
that.
just,
Let me try that. What an idiot.
Really, that's just gonna like autofill. You're gonna type T and just tits. It's just autofill.
Oh, wow. Look at them.
Jeez,
Well, look at those.
Wow.
Raven J says Day of the Dead 2 Contagium sucked ass, and the other Day of the Dead remake, the fucking zombies crawled on the fucking walls.
Right?
Cecil says there's no good Bub here or Captain Rhodes. Just rewatch original and throw on Martin.
Martin,
say
what? Martin, say what?
All right, I think on that note, we will head to the
Thank God.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We'll let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat, but I think it's pretty safe to say you guys know. Let's start. Let's do a little different. I always start with Raven Shadow. Let's do a little different. Let's start with Mars.
Trick.
MZ.
Trick.
Aries.
Trick.
Raven Shadow.
You got to think about it.
Fucking trick, dude. Trick. Trick, Bo Bick, banana fan of Fulfin.
Wait, let me ask MZ again.
Trick.
Yes.
Yeah. Trick. A lot of emphasis.
Trick. 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 Trick.
Remix.
Trick. Trick.
That's right. It's better than Van Helsing. No, it's not. No. Let's not go off the rails now. Come on.
Wish we were watching Van Helsing.
Let's stay
All
within
right,
our
so
own.
for me, this is definitely a trick. It had a. This is one of the worst scripts that we've seen shot in a movie for this that we've discussed on the show.
Yeah. Romero is spinning in his grave right now.
Oh my God, yeah. And some of the acting was just downright like offensive, borderline offensive in this.
Some of it?
Yes.
I'd say all of it.
Jonathan Sheck was okay as Max. It was over the top and ridiculous, but that's what the script was. So
Right.
I thought he was okay.
Right. He be fair to say he's the best part of this movie.
Yes. Which isn't saying a lot.
Right, but-
Not saying a lot, but
When you got a skilled actor playing a zombie, and he's
Right.
still the best. He's
But
still
you
the
know,
best thing.
but
in the
honestly,
movie.
he probably should have been the captain character.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
He was bigger. He seemed.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Sorry, he probably would have shot me. But and maybe it was a point. Maybe because obviously Jonathan Sheck probably got the most money for this out of any of the actors. So maybe he just was on set less because he played the role of Max, because he wasn't in the movie for a good 30 minutes or so. So it's possible that they were able to shoot his stuff in like a shorter amount of time. But you know what?
This movie.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Tenfold.
Oh man. All right, so yeah, fuck this movie. It tricks all the way around. Hopefully this is the worst movie we watch all year.
Unlikely.
Really?
No,
you think we'll see something worse?
I mean, we got like 60 more films to watch.
And are you
There's
going to
a
make
real
a
good
suggestion?
chance.
Is that what we're alluding to?
I don't know. Can I make suggestions?
No.
No.
Let's watch Shanghai
I'm
Surprise.
sure if you make a suggestion, it would be a lot worse than this.
We should get a suggestion box.
I'll just fucking dump it in the trash.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, Wang Wang. I want to review a Wang Wang film, and that's it.
I've been told we can't do that.
Are those on RedTube?
No, not Wang Wang. Wang Wang.
I don't understand why I can't shut my fucking iPad off.
I can do it for you.
I can do it. I have a hammer in my truck.
Oh, shit. Oh, you gotta unlock it for me, Mars, man.
Now I thought it is all your faults.
Leanna asks, when did MZ shriek like that? And that was on the
Dear God, no!
Dear God, no review.
Oh, that's a special one, Leanne.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's a special one. All right,
Yeah.
that was early. I think it was. I want to say 78.
We were at the original.
Yeah, it just
Wolfenstein.
passed this like 4 years ago. This past Wednesday,
Was it 78?
Happy anniversary.
or I meant Tuesday. Went either Monday or Tuesday. It was like 4 years ago that episode dropped. So.
You really.
Oh no,
That blows
70
my mind that you can know that.
78
No, but-
was another landmark episode in the contracted episode.
No, that was because
fucking
Facebook
contracted
memories
was
reminded me.
fucking
Oh,
Night of the Living Dead compared to this. No, maybe,
that's how you
maybe
live
not
your
that-
life.
Maybe not that.
Facebook memories, huh?
You just made me think of something on Zero.
Oh, thank you.
Was there no zombies in this movie? Because they didn't call them zombies like in Contracted.
And zombies don't ride hobby horses.
Hobby horses.
Episode 76 was Bald Bigfoot Bikers.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of
Anger.
quotes and anger. Yeah. Let me see. Where's some of the other the other quotes from that episode?
I was fired up in that
here we go.
episode.
I mean, yeah, the sexy dicks were cute for a minute.
We got some. There's a lot of good quotes
A
and
lot of hostility
a
during
lot of
that
hostility.
show.
That might have been
to each other. Oddly
No,
enough,
no.
to the
Towards
film.
the movie.
Towards the movie.
That might have been one of our most rambunctious episodes.
I
So
still. What's was it?
Was that the episode that Monster Zero made his list of films that haven't been remade or sequeled, and the number one had been
oh
remade
man, I
like
don't
4
know.
times?
I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
was pretty good too.
That was my favorite, Tiny White. So Monster Zero made this list series of movies that hadn't been remade, and his number one had
Remade
been,
or sequelized or whatever.
his number one had been remade 3 times.
What was it?
M.
All right, so that is our review. Well, whatever you want to call that. Our discussion
Our
of
mugging.
Day of the Dead Bloodline. And next week,
Pockets the keys.
yeah.
He knows how to use a pocket.
And actually, Creepy Girl brought up a point in the chat room like a few minutes ago. He was just in that fucking like hospital for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could have come and gone, but like he hung out in that area for 5 years while waiting for her to come back.
She'll come back. I know it.
He was sniffing her office chair for that long.
Yeah.
Where's he supposed to go?
I wonder if he could masturbate. Do you think he could masturbate?
He might be able to.
Right.
You pull it off, maybe.
Pull it off, or he could do it.
It might
No,
be-
like rip it off, like
Yeah.
literally. Dead for 5 years, that's just gonna fall off.
Well, parts of him were very much alive.
Oh, shit.
I'm standing here with my dork in my hand.
All right, so next
Bald-headed
week,
beauty.
next week we're doing a theatrical film that just hit VOD, and no,
Oh.
it's not it.
Oh, God damn it.
Next week we are going to do a film called Happy Death Day.
Ugh.
Ugh.
No. I'm looking forward to watching. That title just grates on me.
We're actually watching 2 movies: Happy Death Day and then It. So
Oh.
watch both of them.
I can do that.
No, you can't.
Listen.
If he thinks it's part of the show, he'll watch both of them.
Don't be too sure of that.
Okay, he may watch
Hey, Wolfie,
one
you
of
want me
them.
to try to line up that other thing for last week that we were talking about next week?
Well, it can't be the week after because that's the Wednesday Night Wars if we're doing it. I think we
Right.
are.
So why don't I try to do it this week? Plus, I wanted to, if everything was going better, post-contract negotiations,
We'll talk about it in the break.
I wanted to do it this week, but I didn't know I was coming or not.
Taka is coming.
It's true.
Taka?
He's got that fucking bad haircut now. Taka got see. You gotta watch. You gotta listen to our Fly Horseman podcast.
The Fly Florsman? What did you say?
Fly Freddy.
The Flab Five Freddy.
Fab Five Flevies. All right, so we're going to head to a break, and we'll be back in just a few moments. We're going to play some voicemails, and I don't know.
Get the hell out of here.
Maybe get the hell out of here if you're lucky. All right, we'll be right back.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
This is Chocolate Beast. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, but you should be eating nougat.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
And we are back on Trick or Treat Radio. And all right.
Now that we've gotten ourselves calmed down and retained our sanity a little bit
Have
after
we?
watching that, I'm barely speaking for myself.
We just got a voicemail just now. Excited to hear it. Mars is gonna pee his pants. Everyone. Yeah, you drank the whole fucking thing, didn't you?
Oh God, you're not gonna pee in your pants, are you? Please don't pee in your pants.
Pee in your pants is the coolest.
No. You know what you do?
What?
Go to YouTube and put in I ain't gonna pee my bed tonight, or I ain't gonna pee, and you'll be pleasantly thrilled with what you see.
Jeez, all right. All right. Leanna says, I'm going to have to look up the Dear God No episodes, aren't I?
If you
it is a memorable one.
Yeah.
I'll say that. So episode 76 is the Dear God No episode. It's on our website or wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Satchel, any of those. Cecil says, I have a question if MZ knows about this John C. Reilly role. Do you know about that?
No. He looks like he does. He kind of looks like John Cleese,
who put on like 1 million pounds.
Yeah, right. Is that John C. Reilly? I guess so. I guess I could see it in his eyes, but
is that Benny Hill?
No.
Leanna says, I want to watch you guys on YouTube. Was that episode on YouTube? 76? I think that was the.
Might have
No,
been.
I think it was the Google Hangout days.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll look it up, Leanna. Let me see if I can find.
No, it was because I remember all of us walking out during the review.
But was it Google Hangout or was it YouTube?
YouTube. I don't know.
We have so many episodes that it's hard to.
Oh, it's Oliver Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Cecil says it's Oliver Hardy. Holy shit! Yeah, wow.
Is that Tom Hardy's brother?
His father.
Oh.
His father.
Holy shit!
Is his real father?
We should. Let's just. You know what? If a movie sucks, we should just review Miami Connection.
Seriously.
Because we technically didn't review it.
We didn't?
No. Remember we did like a love letter to it?
You remember that.
Excellent.
You remember that.
I remember that.
My father.
My father.
Oh my god.
That was fun. We should do that again.
That movie makes me so happy. I feel like Mars. Oh shit! I think
want
it
that
is.
poster.
So you know what? I think it is on YouTube, Leanna. I'll get it and I'll post a link for you. How about that? No, the Dear God No episode.
That movie's fucked up.
I couldn't remember, Mars, if it was Google Hangout days.
The thing is, I still would be willing to see, and I think we should do this. Was it And God Created Bikers?
Yeah, no, it's Frankenstein created Bikers.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'd like to do it too. We just got to get a hold of it. It's not one of those. I don't think it's on VOD. So
is it made yet?
Yeah.
No, it's been made.
It was a Kickstarter release. So
it's been out for some time, actually.
Yeah, months. So I think we have to do. I think if we do it, we have to do it with Kevin Hornsby though, because he likes Dear God No.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
No.
So we have to do it with him if we do it. All right, so episode 76, Bald Bigfoot Bikers, is on YouTube.
Wow, this is a fucking trip down.
Oh, it was Hangouts. But we're able to get it onto YouTube, I guess. All right, let me just post this link for Leanna.
That's old school right there.
Yep. That's in the original Castle Wolfenstein.
Yep. That's right.
With the mood lighting in the studio.
What's become of that space now?
It is like a shared studio space for T-Dog and I right now.
Like a sexy studio?
No,
a sexy speakeasy?
It's not a sexy speakeasy.
Why not? Everyone needs that.
Why is it a speakeasy?
I mean,
there's no speaking going on, is there?
Because I have a living room. I got a bathroom.
Yeah, but are you drinking during Prohibition and not letting the...
Yeah, do you know what a speakeasy is?
I don't know. I don't really know what.
He likes the alliteration.
Thank you. No, because it means there's no clocks.
And the irony of you liking anything called Speak Easy is not lost on me.
Oh my God, Leanna says, oh my God, Hemsy looks so young. You did a
How could you even tell? It's just a bunch of shadows.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Except for Johnny, he's fucking prominent.
Well, he had his light on him.
Yeah.
A computer light.
Yeah.
That was
Make
bef-
sure the lights are on him and on his action figures,
That was
but not on
before
us.
I was on the show.
You're right there.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
you're right there.
Center fucking.
Prove it. That's me.
And trick.
You need an FBI.
All right.
That
Tiny.
person doesn't have a beard. That person has hair.
This
doesn't-
doesn't even.
That person has a hat
warrant
on.
a rating. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's not even worth saying another fucking word about this movie. I'll say, I'll just give it a t.
No, because it can be trick or treat.
Yeah, I know. Fuck it.
No,
Wasn't
you
this
gotta
with
give it-
Tiny
Okay,
They say
fine, Trick.
T.
This movie
coined the
this is
phrase that
worst.
this movie has the sense of humor of a Klan rally?
Oh, I think so.
It
yeah.
might, yeah.
Where? When I hear
Exactly,
MZ.
and This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
I don't know.
That's you.
Like,
What movie have you seen that was worse than this? And I mean on like all levels, not.
I don't want to play the whole episode. I just want to find MZ's fucking rant.
V secrets, but this is probably.
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker. This
Hold on.
spit.
I-
He spit like 10 feet.
Hold
and
on,
hit
hold on,
Raven
hold
Shadow.
on.
Fluids this episode.
It should be said.
Is that it?
No, I don't think so. And my God, and
All right. We'll go down memory lane real quick. I know this isn't great. We might have a vacancy.
That review is a treat.
All right, MZ, go ahead.
You know, one thing I forgot to mention is that this movie takes place in late 60s, early 70s. But there's nothing in the film to actually reference that. And it really doesn't make any difference at all whether it's from the past or today. So throwing in late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, you know, I think your fucking rant was when you got the baton to talk. I don't think it was your.
Oh,
rating.
man, who knows? It's in there somewhere, believe me. Vibe into the film just doesn't. It just doesn't fucking matter. Nothing fucking matters in this film. This movie was a piece of shit. It was one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life, and I seriously mean that. It was.
And you've seen a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
him. As a point of reference, this is the guy that endorses butt crack, folks.
Goddamn right I do.
Hardly.
Your autobiography, pal.
As a film and a concept.
and my God, this is going to stay as the worst film that we've seen all year, and the year's just beginning. This was just absolutely horrible, terrible. I hated this movie. God damn it! Shut up. And Dynamo, you shut up. You show up with a piece of shit like this again. I'm gonna do a fucking Russian
wait a
leg
minute.
sweep into a pile of donkey nuts.
He spit across the table. Holy shit!
Wait, hold on. It should be said. Hold on.
He spit like 10 feet.
Hold on,
and hit
hold on,
Raven
hold
Shadow.
on. It should be said.
A
Like, this
pile
wasn't
of
like,
donkey nuts.
I found this awesome movie. Like, we should watch this. Like, I happened to be looking at this thing, and Wolfie and I were talking about something we tried, fucking failing miserably and having to figure out something. And I said, I had heard about this movie. I had been wanting
I
to
wanted to hear your. What's in the soda stream?
Nothing anymore.
Gillian tasks to make that. All right. Never
Yeah, I'll give you a Russian leg sweep into a pile of donkey nuts.
I have an announcement, Wolfie.
Yes, Mars.
I'm going over your head and I'm booking something. You ready?
Okay.
Booking it for next week.
You're booking something?
Yeah, not
Oh my
fucking
god!
around.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Next week.
New producer.
Next week I'm going to learn how to do this over the course of a week. It'll just sound like this.
It'll sound like last week.
Yeah, next week I will be doing my top 13 comics of 2017.
Oh.
All of us will be reviewing Happy Death Day. But we won't be doing it alone. We'll be joined by one of the greatest podcasters I've ever met. One of the smartest film minds I've ever met.
I'm here every week.
And one of the greatest laughs I've ever heard. We will be joined by Wendy Freeman next week. And she will be doing her top 13 comics as well. And reviewing the Groundhog Day of horror with us. Happy Death Day.
Just so I'm clear, it's comics that came out
in 2017. I have all sorts of weird rules too, like So far, I'm not positive if I'm going to put my favorite comic of the year on the list because it's a complete story and it's not done. So.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I haven't read anything that came out last year, so I'm out.
Spoiler alert.
It's just Wendy and Mars.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I feel like Wendy and I always have like 2 comics and then everything Alex DeCampi did for the year. So that's the list. You guys can take a week off.
Vacation week for the rest of us then?
No, because you're going to want to read these books and interact with us.
Is that paid week off?
No.
No ET.
Paid.
I'm union.
Raven Shadow could have been part of this list, but somehow, though he's surrounded by comic books, he never reads any.
Well, I got bad eyes.
Do you not see him on the
You got
wall?
bad eyes, bad ears. You got a loss of memory. What's the matter with you? You're falling apart.
Well, listen, I'm fucking here. I watched the movies.
That's right, folks. The host of Double Page Spread will be here next week to talk about comics. Yeah. And probably get strangely, uncomfortably harassed by Monster Zero like normally.
Yes.
You have a good laugh.
Yeah. Chuckle again.
Literally, I don't know what becomes of him. Monster Zero talks to Wendy like the guy in the cell next to Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. So you like comics, huh?
Yeah, just don't throw anything at her, okay? That champ.
You enjoy comics. You have a nice laugh.
Do you like Energon?
You like Energon cubes?
You know they made
Say Energon cubes again.
All right, remember, children, wherever you go, there you are.
Well, that's awesome. So super excited to have Wendy Freeman joining us from Double Page Spread. She does such an awesome job on that podcast over there, and she's super knowledgeable about just everything: comics, movies, music. She's super cool.
You want to hear a hot take?
Yes.
Both her and I would say are disciples of legendary comic critic but more importantly, interviewer John Suntress from the Word Balloon podcast. I think Wendy is a better interviewer than John.
All right.
So I think that if you haven't listened
John.
If you haven't listened to Double Page Spread, check it out because I've said for years that John Suntress is the Word Balloon. John Suntress' show is the inside the actor studio for comics. But Wendy really is like just gets with these people and has great conversations and also was on a show with a friend of ours.
Yeah. The
Trashy Trio.
Trashy Trio, yes.
Yep. With the oiliest of all the oilies. So.
And who would that be?
The Oily Maniac. I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do, even if it's a one-off. But I'm gonna do a podcast with Oily in 2018.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Somebody contacted me as we spoke and said they want to do that slasher action podcast with me. So it might be happening sooner than later.
What was it called again? Friday the Furious.
Furious 13.
No, Friday the Furious.
Yeah, Friday the Furious. That's what I'm gonna call it too, because I can't say it. So, Aries, you want to come be on that show?
No.
I did. Kim said, my special lady friend, said I did the best Aries impersonation today.
You say mortal?
No, but when the plumber was asking me if Aries showed me something that he fixed, how to use it, I said, when I'm watching Aries work, he mostly just says, "What are you looking at?" And I say, "I'm trying to learn." And then he says something to the effect of, "Go away."
Sit down. Sit on your hands.
All right, cool. So let's, I guess we'll start heading into some feedback. We have a little bit. And we got 2 from Leanna, so let's kick it off with Leanna. Nice. And I don't know what these are. Assume this probably get a poem and something else. So here's number 1.
Hi guys, it's Leanna. Before I get to your poem for the week, I just want to say I hope you guys are all feeling well, especially Wolfie, who had to go through so much stress last episode with the fights and all the glitches in terms of the network cable. So I hope you're doing well, Wolfie. I also want to wish Raven Shadow a belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
It was like 2 weeks ago, but I'm sorry I missed it because of sickness and vacations. But I hope you enjoy all your cool gifts, including that Boba Fett suitcase.
Well, thank you much.
In any case, your poem of the week is called Count Orlok, and it is written by Jim Stewart.
Right up my alley.
Mr. Barlow in the film of Salem's Lot had been bitten by this old and silent grandsire, bloated tick of a head, and the white stare daring its meal to blink. The spirit fingers long on arms themselves too long for the ghost torso, ending in sickle fingernails which reap around the edges. That same affectless banshee gaze, as if shocked to think what struggles in a sack. The haunted arms retracted, sick with hunger's tightening suck inside the drain pipe chest. The stealth alive and jerky on the sudden, though oddly stiff, owing to his need to put not a wraith foot wrong in this gloom infested with the sicknesses of rats. He was a phantom limb that ached between Bram Stoker and Lugosi. The flickering amputation, his awkwardly edited, overacted jump cuts on Murnau's screen killed by the light, but repeatedly brought to life through remembering projections. His stark skull, fathering the dome of Geiger's alien, stared down all the gorgeous hammer vampires. And the teeth. His crowded cutters, not the canines of well-bred familiars, but front incisors for a rodent piercing, sank themselves into the undercurrent of our bloodstream, decanting hidden dreams since 22 gorged on Ulysses, the wasteland, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
You like that one, MZ?
I did. I dug that one.
I figured you liked that one. That was
Yeah.
right down your alley. All right, awesome. Thanks, Leanna.
I dug that.
Thank you.
We will get back to Leanna in just a little bit when we get to the second voicemail. But now we have a double tap from how do you do it? Coralito!
Coralito!
It's kind of, you have to do like two different voices in the middle there. It's a little weird.
Coralito.
Yeah. But we'll hear from Carlos, and he's got a double tap for y'all. Might help if I unmute.
It's Coralitos!
There you go.
Uh-oh. I'll clean up later. Anyway, I wanted to call and share a double tap with you guys, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to call in last week, but I had to go. I showed up to say hi once the show started, but I was at work and, things weren't going.
Yeah.
Things weren't really. I had a bad day that day. Nothing was going right. Equipment was kind of failing, and employees were getting angry with each other. So, I had to take care of business, but so I didn't get to listen to the rest of the show that night or on Friday as I usually do. But I'm sure everything went as smoothly as they always do. So yeah, the double tap. What I'm about to double tap isn't what I got for Christmas, but what I got around Christmas time. So for the first one is there's a bit of a lead up. I think we could all agree that 2017 wasn't the greatest of years, and it was a particularly bad year for me because, one of the big things was the company I work for announced that they were going to close the site that I work at.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude.
And, yeah, it's a bummer, but, it is what it is, and so I had to do what I had to do. So, actually, one of those things I had to do was go back to school and still do the job that I was
Rodney
still currently
Dangerfield
employed
style.
at. At least they gave us some time before the actual closure. But so I was in hopes to finish school before they closed. But at the same time, a job opportunity came up. I applied for it, and it took a couple of months. But that's what my first double tap is. I got the job. I wanted to double tap that was because
Yeah, buddy.
well, it was kind of a big deal. The health benefits were needed, and they had really good health benefits, among other things, and plus it was closer to home. And but yeah, around Christmas, like about 2 days after Christmas, they called with the offer, and yeah, I took it. So I was super happy with that, and I have a more secure future now. I'm going to still try to go to school, continue with school as well, but I got to take some time off and focus on the job. So, yeah, so double tap, number one,
Employment.
new job.
Employment, yeah.
And let's go about it. Starts in January. So, new year, new job, new future. So there's that.
Awesome,
And
man.
for double tap number two, this is a pretty cool little thing. I got a new game console called a Super Retrocade. Now this is a little console that's kind of under the radar, but it's a retro video game console with about 90 games on it, and it's a cool little device, man. Yeah, it's what I like to call it. It's like my arcade nostalgic past in a box. All those random shooters and brawlers and platformers that you played at bowling alleys and pizzerias and laundromats and maybe your random privately owned burger place, you know, with these games that, like, oh, hey, what's this? Let's check this out, you know. That wasn't Street Fighter or, well, Final Fight's on there, but yeah, but there's some classics, well-known classics on there. It's got, like, Final Fights, and got some of the Mega Mans, and the sequels to those games, and some cool, obscure games that never came out, like a giant mech brawler type game that's like Final Fight, but you're a giant mech beating up on other mechs and taking the parts and putting on yourself, and you're fighting with that, and some cool side-scrolling shooters and all that kind of stuff, and you know, like Burger Time's on there, that's your thing, and so yeah, little arcade in a box, man. So it's called the Super Retrocade. So, and best thing about it is that it's only $60.
Wow.
Which is about the price of a full-time, brand new game, or not full-time, but thinking about work, yeah. A full-priced video game. So, got it off Amazon. So so if that's something you guys or the Trick or Treat community finds of interest, you know, you guys could use the Amazon link for Trick or Treat Radio and help keep the lights on.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah. Get that out. But yeah, it's a cool little device. Oh yeah, Double Dragon's on there too. I forgot to mention that. So, but anyway, so that's it. That's my Double Tap. So, you guys have, hopefully everything's going a lot smoother tonight. You guys have a good rest of the week. Now every Wednesday with my new job, I'll be catching you guys every Wednesday, man, showing up in the chat, saying hi. So
awesome, dude.
I'll see you then. And now I got to deal with this traffic. So talk to you guys later. Bye.
Be careful, dude. 10 and 2, man.
10 and 2.
Drive slow. Be careful.
What are you laughing at, MZ? Was it the thing I showed you or something? Oh, okay.
And by the way, if he got his the job offer 2 days after Christmas, that's my birthday gift to him.
Oh. Well, first off, congrats,
Congratulations.
Carlito, man. That's awesome. Very happy to hear that.
Speaking of games, I meant to tell you guys, I got a modern game. I got a PlayStation 4 game for Christmas.
Was it a retro game?
Yeah, it's got all the Mega Men on it.
But seriously, that's really fucking cool, Carlos. Glad to hear things are working out for you, bud. And yeah, that console sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm just watching this gif of Coop posted on the 5 Osman of some dude getting fucking powerbombed through a ring. Oh man. Whew. All right. Don't die, Mars. First time Mike says, I always loved the look of Nosferatu. There was a comic series in the 90s called Nosferatu Plague of Terror that expanded the story. It's pretty cool.
I always like the look of Nosferatu, dude.
Yeah.
Radu Vladislas.
I want to go home so bad. I'm dying, I think.
Why are you dying?
I Sprite poisoning.
It's not poisoning.
Over-Sprite.
You probably it's probably the sugar.
The effervescence.
You're not dying. You just can't think of anything better to do.
Obviously, look where I am at.
Oh, very good.
All right. Well, I want to play this because we only have a couple more voicemails, and this one we got pretty much as we were wrapping up the year-end show. Jeremy McFarland had sent us a voicemail, so I wanted to play it. I didn't want to just not do it, but we received it too late to get it on that show. So I was looking for an opportunity. We didn't have an opportunity last week because all the technical issues that we had. But I'm going to go ahead and play this. It's a bit long, but I want to hang with Jeremy. I'm sure he's got some great information. And hopefully it's some lists because I'm super interested to hear what he's got to say.
Mm-hmm.
So here is Jeremy.
Hey, brothers. This is Jeremy McFarland. How you guys doing? So, I know you guys are doing your end-of-year list stuff. So, Mars sent me a message and he asked me to see if I could come up with a list. I was like, man, I thought about it. I was like, oh, dude, I totally got to do that. Then I was like, man, I don't have a fucking list. So, thought about it for a little bit. I was like, all right, I'll do 5 of each, because of what Mars said. I think be like brand new movies, could be first-time watches and albums and stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. So first off, I'm going to start with music. I got 5 albums from this year, and then with movies, I got 5 movies, but I got some that I hadn't seen. They're first-time watches, and there's a brand new one that I hadn't seen, and there's one that I have seen, but I hadn't seen on Blu-ray. So let's check this out. So first off, I'm going to do music. I'm going to start from the bottom. At number 5, I'm going to do a band called Zealand Ardor, and their album, The Devil Is Fine. Hard to explain what they sound. It's a lot of speed, math metal kind of stuff. It's very unique. I'm sure Johnny can play a couple of seconds of it or whatever. I actually tried to make this huge thing on GarageBand for you guys. My phone kept crashing with the GarageBand. I tried to put a couple of seconds of music here and there on my phone. Man, it just didn't work out, but whatever. But it's a fantastic album. Definitely go check it out. 3 people in the band, amazing music. It's incredible. It's like thrash, death metal, black metal. It's all in there. It's really rad. Next is definitely going to be Muriker. And her new album, her latest album this year, Meredith, black metal at its finest, in my opinion. I mean, there are a lot of fantastic black metal bands out there. For me, sometimes it's hard to distinguish from who's who, but Muriker for me is always a standout. She really puts me in her music really puts me in a very great mindset. It really chills me out. If I had a stressful day or whatnot, it really, pulls me all together. So that one. Next band is called Sludge, and their album Cosmic Cornucopia. 2 dudes from Britain, I believe. This is heavy metal. There's some math metal stuff in here. It's very reminiscent of Mastodon, older Mastodon. Cool about this album, it's got a theme. It's all about cosmic slime monsters, which is really cool. And it's a great album. I recommend checking it out. I think it's like 15 tracks, and it's only like $10, which is a trip. And they're not short tracks; they're all like 3 minutes a piece. Definitely my new favorite band from this year is Sludge. They're amazing. And my favorite album this year just came out I think last month by one of my favorite bands of all time, Glassjaw. They just put a new album out called Material Control. It's been over a decade since they put an album out. Last album they had, I think, was from 2001, I think. Maybe a little later than that, I'm not exactly sure. But, yeah, this thing is amazing. Just really super incredible. I think Glassjaw really, they really kind of laid the groundwork for me, like the way I'm going to write lyrics, the way I want to play music. A lot of bands have for me, but these guys were up there because they kind of came around in a period of my life where, I just got broken up with brutally, and something about Glassjaw's lyrics and the anger and the energy that they played with really motivated me and got me through a lot of fucking just stress and heartbreak, and it added to the music I was playing in my band at the time. So I mean, these guys, for me, they were really incredible, and they're pretty close to my heart. So movies. I'll start from the bottom again. I got 5. And I'll start with the newest movie I saw this year, obviously. I saw a lot of movies in the theater. You know, I saw Thor Ragnarok, and I saw Justice League, and I saw Star Wars and all that stuff. All that stuff was fine. It didn't blow me away or anything like that. But this one that definitely stood out was definitely Brawl in Cell Block 99, which I thought was incredible. Vince Vaughn is like that. He encapsulates like that 80s badass, you know, sort of. He's like superhuman almost. Like he's like unstoppable for the most part in the movie. I love the choreography, the fighting choreography. It's very like basic, but it's also extremely brutal. And it's got a great 80s revenge storyline. I mean, it gets a little deeper than that, obviously, but I mean, it's all about simple revenge and, you know, saving somebody else, you know, and it's really super. And I think Vince Vaughn's fantastic in the movie, too. And I like that, oh, man, shit, I can't remember his name. The warden from
Don
from the new
Johnson.
prison, Don Johnson.
Yes.
I like how his name. I didn't realize. It took me. I don't know why it took me so long to realize this while watching the movie. But his name is Tubbs. You know, playoff Tubbs. Anyways, I know he's Crockett. I'm just saying Tubbs. Anyways, getting off that. The next one's gonna be the Grindhouse release. It's the old release now. The Blu-ray of the Beyond. I'd never seen the Beyond on Blu-ray before, and it looks just as fantastic as I always thought it would look. Because the first time I ever saw the Beyond was on an old Anchor Bay clamshell VHS tape that I bought at Suncoast way back in the day. And I bought it on a whim because I thought the cover art looked fucking amazing. So this was incredible, seeing it on Blu-ray. And it came with a soundtrack and whatnot. But yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, next one is first time watch for me. Seen a lot of Dario Argento stuff, but this year I got a chance to finally see, here we go, Deep Red. Deep Red, something that's somehow, you know, you have those movies that they elude you somehow. You're like, I could probably easily get this, but or you see it at a video store or whatever, or like a record shop or whatever. Because I got a record shop over here in Houston that's got a lot of cool obscure stuff you wouldn't see at Best Buy or Walmart and that kind of shit, and just never picked it up. I don't know why. I have no idea. Because I love, for the most part, I love Dario Argento's stuff. But I thought Deep Red was fantastic. And I love the opening of it and everything. Obviously, I love the soundtrack. The Goblin soundtrack is one of the best ever. I mean, Ponderosa, for the longest time, was my ringtone for the longest time. But it's now Halloween 3. But for a long time, I heard the soundtrack before I saw the movie. So it was cool to see all this, you know, see everything kind of sync up. Now I see the movie, I see the soundtrack, play with it. Awesome. It was super awesome. Again, going back to the beginning of the movie, it's so great. It's so great. It's so cinematic, man. I mean, you know, you get the camera following through, and it goes, you know, those bright red curtains open up, and you go down the auditorium, and like people on the left and right, and you get a woman who's a sidekick, and it's really just fantastic, and it's got a great fucking ending. The ending is one of the best. So yeah, that was superb. Next would be Fritz Lang's M from 1931. So I got this thing on the Criterion cell. I've never seen it before, man, it kind of blew me away. You know, this is kind of the origin of like the serial killer movie. You know, it's like you're seeing all what go into a serial killer movie with this movie, and you're following. You know, you got Peter Lorre. I mean, it's not even just serial killer. It's, you know, child killer. You know, child serial killer, which is a total trip. And yes, it's in German. And, you know, it's got German subtitles and stuff. English, but it's got English subtitles all in German with English subtitles. Ray and Shadow, I'm looking at you.
Oh,
go watch this fucking movie. If you already have, I apologize, but I doubt you have.
He hasn't.
Go watch this movie. It's fucking awesome. I mean, this thing sets up every, you know, Seven, all that's, well, I mean, just the idea of this, of a serial killer and like all the tropes that go with that. Fritz Lang's M started all that stuff. And my number one of this year, man. Number one, first time watches over everything. Fucking Michael Mann's Thief. Also bought this on the Criterion sale. For the longest time, Manhunter was my favorite man flick. I covered over there with the boys, sweaty boys, over there on Cult of Muscle. We did a Michael Mann episode. We did Manhunter and Heat, and
Manhunter and Heat.
Everybody kept telling me to see Thief, so I'm like, I don't know why I haven't. So I finally picked up Thief.
That was a great
and
episode.
I watched Thief twice in one day. I thought Thief was incredible, and it still is incredible. I've seen it at least 4 times since then. It's a perfect movie. James Caan is a badass. Michael Mann's cinematic, just blood just runs through this movie. It's just streaming all through this movie, man. Like, it's incredible. I mean, if the beginning of this movie does not take a hold of you, I mean, you just don't have that kind of love. I mean, you might love movies, sure, but like, you don't have that kind of like real passion for like the cinematic arts. I mean, he's got this crane shot. It's raining, it's dark. Of course, it's raining dark with lights. Streets are wet. It's Michael Mann. But the crane comes down between these two like in the alley of these 2 apartment complexes, man. The crane just comes down. You see the waterfall, man. It just looks incredible. It's James Belushi's in it. It's a really fan. In the last I think 17 or 15 minutes are one of the best last scenes of any movie out there. It is amazing. It's silent. There are no words spoken. It is just fucking James Caan being a total fucking badass. The dude even got sent to like a fucking a gun handler, like in real life, to learn how to handle the 45 he was using in the movie, to learn how to hold it right, to load it, shoot it. I mean, it's fucking incredible. Go pick this thing up. If you pick it up at Criterion, you get, I believe you get, I don't know how long it is. It's quite long. An interview with James Caan, and you got. I'm not sure who else does the comments. There's behind this commentary with Michael Mann and James Caan, which is rad as fuck. But the interviews got James Caan. I think you got Michael Mann as well. But you also got Tangerine Dream. When you get to see a fucking interview with Tangerine Dream, that's rad. And Tangerine Dream score is fucking amazing for this. I know Michael Mann is a big fan of it, but it's really incredible. Which is weird because I think Tangerine Dream did the Manhunter score, which is also fucking incredible. So I took up a lot of you guys' time. It's almost like 13 minutes. I apologize, dudes. But that's my list. Hope I didn't ramble. And, I love you dudes. And have a happy fucking New Year. All you guys. And I hope to see you next year sometime. I would really love to. And you guys take it easy. Bye.
Same here, buddy.
Awesome, Jeremy. Thanks, buddy. Some great picks on there. I'm going to check out some of your music picks. I'm actually not familiar with Glassjaw, and you spoke very highly of them. So, and obviously, Profondo Rosso, MZ.
Yeah.
I know that's one of our favorite Argento flicks.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of which, I can't remember if it was my double tap, but I hadn't last week. My double tap was Suspiria, the Synapse 40th anniversary, but I hadn't watched the whole entire movie. I just popped it in to watch a little bit, but I did end up watching the entirety of the movie, and it looks fucking great.
Yeah. You got to bring that in and let me borrow it, right?
My Steelbook that I paid $50 for?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, fuck you. You do take care of your stuff. Maybe I'll think about it.
Not today, though.
Not today, though. No. And my double tap today is not that we're doing double taps, but this is what I'm going to use to fix the computer. This is the new network card here. And I just didn't have time to put it in. We are running on the backup, which is fine. I was going to tell people what the issue was, but I got interrupted earlier. So if you guys care, what happened was the network card, something failed. We lost connection. And when these guys, when Raven Shadow so bravely volunteered, he raised his hand. He saved the show with Dynamo.
Yeah, we took a team effort.
They saved the show.
That's right. And when the smoke cleared. Which is kind of
Raven
rare
Shadow.
considering it's Raven Shadow.
His hair was flowing. It was blowing and flowing. And the smoke cleared, and Raven Shadow was there with his hands on his hips and his hand like the Captain Morgan picture.
Yes.
Yeah, just like that. Oh, there you go.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm stuck in
And they brought the backup. They brought the backup network connection, and they saved the day. They saved the day. How we will remember this.
Yes.
Is Facebook going to memorize
Oh,
this?
my
or
Lord.
memorialize this? I mean, MZ.
Kids will sing
Right.
songs. You'll have.
There'll be a
days not
holiday.
worked.
For weeks, this
Oh.
will be remembered.
There'll be a holiday commemorating
Mars
this.
wish he had stayed home.
I mean, in retrospect, maybe we could have.
There's going to be commemorative stamps and coins made.
those plates they get.
The vanity plates.
Yeah. Yeah, and no one will buy them, so we'll give them away for free.
Yeah, they'll not be worth anything.
Yeah. So what happened was when I plugged in the backup, that worked fine. I was able to connect to the internet, but what was happening was it was still trying to connect on the one that had failed. So we had two network connections kind of fighting back and forth, and it created some audio latency, which I don't quite understand how that happens. Like this computer, I know it's a little old now, 6 or 7 years old. It's running kind of at capacity while we're streaming video, we're recording audio, we're doing a lot. So it should still be able to handle that, but for some reason it didn't. And so we got some audio latency. Once I disabled the network card that failed, it was fine, but I couldn't figure it out. I needed to troubleshoot it, and I had no idea. It literally took me 3 hours to find out what it was. So I was here all night watching Wrestle Kingdom anyways. So so I was here till 7 a.m.
Here?
Yeah, but I was watching Wrestle Kingdom. It's
Raven Shadow, why didn't you tell him how to fix that?
That's the thing. I mean, what you should have done, you should have got some Agamemnon smoke shifters.
Yeah.
And
somewhat
wrenched it around, wrenched it off.
wrench it around, wrench it off.
And put a mother box in there.
Mother box. And you try turning it off, turn it back on.
Yes.
That seems to work.
Yes.
IT tells me that all the time.
Know where I was? On the couch watching Wrestle Kingdom with Wolfie in the chat till
Yep.
6-ish.
He was there in
That was nice.
He was there in spirit with me. None of you guys were.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I had work the following day.
Yeah. You know where I was? Home in bed.
Yeah, me too.
I
think I fell asleep at like 9 a.m.
I had no pants on.
I woke up at like noon, and I was good for a few hours, and then I fell asleep at like 3 again till like 6. So,
jeez.
But
a small price to pay, though, right?
Well, I got to watch Wrestle Kingdom live.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Yeah.
I'll say this: it was the worst Wrestle Kingdom I watched.
But it's still the
it was
best
still better
wrestling
than
show.
fucking
Yeah.
anything that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. It wasn't. I don't think it was. I think I liked it more than Mars. It wasn't as good as Wrestle Kingdom 11 or 10, but I think overall it was better quality. Like the quality didn't vary.
Yeah, there wasn't
very
the,
solid.
The kind of after the intermission
Yeah.
shift in the car that these shows have a lot.
And you guys all should see Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega.
Yep.
Heard that was
Go
good.
to my
All
house
of
and
you.
watch it. I told them they won't.
All of you. All y'all.
And Cody versus
Kota
Ibushi as well, my boyfriend.
Well, normally we do that here. Are we
Yeah,
gonna-
well,
We're not doing.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, but what if there was a way to get somebody a copy of it?
Why don't you come over and watch it?
Okay. All right, we can do that too.
Or pay 999 yen and get New Japan Pro Wrestling World.
You have that in your wallet, right?
Do you know how much that is, Raven Shadow? Guess how much 999 yen is.
About $20 American.
No.
$35 American.
Nope.
$75 American.
Getting colder.
$65. Which is
I'll say $10.
MZ's very close. It's just about $9.
Yeah.
Just about $9?
Yeah, because it fluctuates. It was like 917 last month, and the month before was like 919.
Wait, so but it just happened.
The exchange rate changes, Raven Shadow. You ever hear about that?
No, that's that fast.
Month to month, yes.
It changed. How's my 401k doing? That's what I'm concerned.
Is
about.
it in yen? Is it in yen? Yeah.
They told me that was good.
Your 401k has become a 401 yen.
Some offshore accounts. I'm trying to fucking make things happen.
Offshore accounts.
I'm trying to keep.
You
it
don't
a
even know
little
what
bit
that means.
I don't know what it means, but
If they convince you to put your retirement in yen,
yeah, I said-
you're being
they were
had.
like, listen, Raven Shadow, she'll never find it over here.
I think you
This is
have.
what you're gonna do.
I just called our lawyers on the boat, and they said that you have 200,000,000 yen.
I have a really good credit score, though. I monitor that.
I have a very bad credit score.
I'd like to change my previous answer, though. I don't think you have $9 in your wallet. I don't think bills would fit in that wallet.
Oh, he has no. He only carries cash. I bet he's got $80. I'm guessing.
In that wallet, you think he has bills in there?
Yeah.
I doubt there's room for
Raven Shadow does not
bills.
use. He doesn't even know.
He has an elastic holding it closed.
He doesn't even know what a debit card is.
Here's the thing, Aries. He squeezed a $5 bill so tight it turned to 7 ones.
$82. I'm gonna guess. What we got here? Let's
fucking make it rain up this motherfucker.
You got a 20 and then a bunch of singles.
I got 20. 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. I got.
Okay.
I bought 2 packs of butts. So there's fucking.
So you
60 bucks
had.
there.
You probably had 82.
Yeah, I had that. I gave Johnny some money.
Yeah.
I almost bought a sweet Obsidian action.
Fuck is that crap?
What?
I bet I could eliminate half of that crap right now.
Oh, you could probably eliminate 3/4 of it.
I have a couple dollars left in this night.
He had a business card from like 20 years ago in there.
Yeah.
When we looked at it. All right, enough about the wallet. Let's.
People love the wallet.
They don't. They humor you.
Why? I got medical problems. Leave me
Let's
alone.
hear from Leanna again.
All right.
Hi guys, it's me again. So this week you asked us what some of our favorite horror remakes are, which is an interesting question. For me personally, I find in the horror genre especially, remakes tend to either be extremely good or horrible. There doesn't seem to be an in-between, I guess, in this fandom because we care about the genre so much. My 2 favorite remakes are, one, John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, first of all, you need to at least mention this in an honorable fashion if you're talking about horror remakes. It's the gold standard. It is arguably much better than its original film, and it has sunk into the psyche of the horror genre for years to come. My second favorite remake is probably not as well known, but still pretty famous. It at least has sparked one of the scariest scenes of all time in horror cinema, and that is the 1970s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Wow, what can I even say about this?
That was in contention for me.
It took this weird film, heavily based on the Red Scare, according to its director, that was itself based on a novel written by Jack Finney, and it turned it into a very nihilistic, terrifying experience to watch. The cast is great, featuring such great actors as Leonard Nimoy and Donald Sutherland. And it has some of the most creative effects I've ever seen, including the somewhat narmy but still creepy man-faced dog and so forth. It still haunts me since I saw it 2 years ago. So for that reason alone, it has to be one of my favorite horror remakes. In terms of an honorable mentions for this favorite, I have mentioned before that I am a bit fond of Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead. It is probably the only the only Zack Snyder film that I actually enjoy. Again, it has a really good cast. It develops on ideas that Romero came up with in Dawn of the Dead, but it also comes up with clever new scenes. Like, for example, the relationship between the survivors and the gun store owner, Andy. That is done very, very well in the film, and it just shows that it's not just fast zombies. It shows actual human connection in a film that could be overwrought with cliches and just be a bland mess, but isn't.
Bloodline.
So that's all for my favorite remakes. I hope I get to hear some of your guys' favorites.
All right, you actually
You will.
Yeah, you took one of the ones I was thinking of, so I might go in a different direction. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers certainly is the one from the 70s was pretty iconic. So
Oh yeah, great flick.
And definitely for me, sorry, John. Yeah, I completely adored.
Oh, we're not talking about ours yet.
Okay.
You just settle down there.
We normally do them at the end, unless you want a discussion.
No, you're the fucking producer. I'll just say Bambaleo.
Well, go ahead, like normal. Blow your load early. Go ahead.
Listen, this ain't the fucking sexy speakeasy, all right? We gotta know the room.
Yeah. Well, if you did blow your load early, your mom wouldn't be knocking on the door telling you to knock it off.
Well, I'm 41 years old. I don't live at home anymore. Check the ceilings.
Well, what were you gonna say, Rune?
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you. No.
Tell me.
I'm mad.
Tell me.
All right. Fine. I really enjoyed the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
I avoided it for a long time, as you guys remember, and then I decided I gave in. I watched it, and it was a little bit better than I expected, but I still didn't love it.
I don't think you watched it right.
I love it.
But you gave it. But you gave it more credit than.
I haven't seen it since like 2005 or 6 or whatever.
I really like it.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I love it.
I did love it.
I really enjoyed it. It has one of my favorite fast zombie scenes in cinema.
Which one?
It's right at the beginning. Zombie
The little
chasing the woman down the road, and all of a sudden just peels off and tackles some guy that's out watering his lawn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that's just great to me. Like, he's just full bore after her, and then it's like, hey, who's that? Boom, and just nails that guy.
Oh, it was so good. The kid in the beginning was fucked up. I loved Andy. I felt bad for that dude.
Andy!
And I think there's some, on the disc, there's some features where it shows from his perspective, too. Anyone know about that?
I think so. I think you're right. I have the DVD at home. I don't remember. I'll have to watch it again. It's been a while, but I do remember
I know there's a lot of cut scenes that didn't make the cinematic release that were actually pretty good. They had actual amputees playing zombies, which I mean it seems like an obvious thing, but I don't think it has been done too much.
And it doesn't hurt having Johnny Cash on the soundtrack either. So.
Yes. He covers Hurt. Feel good song. I'm fucking hang myself.
Yeah. All right, Lana, thank you for your contributions this week. And now let's wind things down with a voicemail from Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio folks, it's Josh here. I hope everybody's having a good New Year. Hope things are off to a good start. I know mine's been okay. Things are starting to get a little bit less hectic, and that's good. So, I've been trying to play catch up with some of the films that I missed, at least ones that I wanted to see. So, couple that I got to catch, Super Dark Times.
Yeah.
Just gonna say, it's a treat and a high recommend. I thought this was a really, really good film. Beyond Skyline, I'm gonna say is a treat. But as far as recommends, it's not like, you gotta run out and see this any way possible. If it pops up on a streaming service, definitely check it out. Because it's a lot of fun. Not really a great film. Admittedly, I hadn't seen the first one though. So, I hear that doesn't make much of a difference though. And then I got to watch this week's film, this supposed Day of the Dead film. And I think for once I'm going to agree with Raven Shadow, and you don't have to watch all the movies.
Thank you, Josh.
I shouldn't have watched this one. I should have gone back and watched one of the other ones that I had to catch up on. This is a definite trick and not a recommend. This is just hands down a combination of a bad film and an even worse idea that I'm not quite sure how it got made into a film. So, I don't know. I'm interested to listen to the podcast when it drops and see what you guys thought of it. But I'm going to think, opinions probably aren't going to be the highest on this film.
We fucking love it.
So, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon, and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one to sit through.
They made a film.
Yep.
It's cool.
There you go. They made a film.
Hey,
Awesome, Josh. Thanks, man. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. And Raven J says, I seen the Dawn of the Dead remake 3 times in the theater. I actually signed an online petition to stop it from being made. I was that against it, but once I seen the trailer, I was in.
Yeah, it was fucking good.
So, there you go. All right. Well, that's it for voicemail. We don't have any emails. Let me just check Twitter real quick. What are you doing?
Yeah, are you playing with yourself?
Nope.
No, he's fucking wafting his ass fumes.
Oh
shit!
Wait
Piece-
for it.
Oh
No.
God.
Oh.
He sounded so sad here.
He's so proud of himself. Look at him.
Crop dusting.
Do you need to go wipe?
I'm mad from Sprite poisoning.
Sprite.
That's not a thing.
It's new.
All right, we heard from Michael Ross Allen again, and he had said that we talked last week, and he loved Beyond Skyline. So, I'm sorry, Bushwick. So it was one of his favorite films of 2017.
Wow.
And I invited him to send in feedback anytime, and he said, "Thanks for the invite. I've been listening to a lot of your shows on the night shift. It makes the night go a lot faster."
Oh, really?
So there you go.
Oh,
wow! How tedious is his job?
I do want to check out DMZ though.
The comic book, yeah. So thank you, Michael, and we appreciate you tuning in, and glad to keep you company. Hopefully, hopefully work doesn't suck too much if you're listening to us.
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
All right, so now we will go around the room, and everyone will say their goodbyes, and we'll talk about our favorite horror remakes. So as usual, let's start with MZ.
Well.
Well,
well, you know what? I'm gonna follow what Dynamo said as far and not include The Fly or The Thing because that's those two are automatic givens. So I will say Evil Dead 2, which I think is a
that's not a remake.
That doesn't count.
It's a remake.
It is not a remake.
It is a remake.
It is not.
Wait, if we're not counting The Thing and we're not counting The Fly, Evil Dead 2 doesn't count.
It's not a remake.
Why not?
Because
look it
it's
up.
low-hanging fruit.
No, look it up.
Why? Because it says Evil Dead 2?
Look it up. That's an argument
look
for
it up.
another podcast. But look it up.
That's a debate right there. I don't.
Okay. Well,
you like Gothica.
That was my number one.
You don't even like that guy from Burn Notice.
All right. You know what? Okay, we'll get away from Evil Dead 2, okay? Just to make Aries happy. I'll say Nosferatu the Vampire, Werner Herzog's 1979. Superb movie. And starring Klaus Kinski and Isabella Adjani and Bruno
Sammartino.
No, not Bruno Sammartino.
Sammartino.
And not Bruno Mars either.
Is he any relation, Mars?
Yes.
Oh. He is. Okay. Damn, I forget his name. Oh, well. Anyway, so I go with Nosferatu the Vampire, Werner Herzog, 1979 classic.
There you go. And say goodbye.
Arrivederci, you douchebags.
Jesus Christ. All right, Aries.
Eliminating the two obvious choices.
Three obvious.
As far as remakes that are better than the...
I don't know better, but you enjoyed. Just enjoyed.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be better.
Okay, you know what? Well,
our favorite horror remake.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go along with slightly 180 it. The Evil Dead remake.
Yes.
From a few
that
years
does
back.
count. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That one does count. Yes. No. I enjoyed that. That was he created a new twist on that story, and I felt it was done well.
And they didn't have an Ash character. Well, they didn't have a Bruce Campbell character.
They didn't try to reinvent that character.
Right.
Yep.
But no, something I didn't want to happen, but we all went.
I was 100% against it, and I was kind of dragged there against my will. But all said and done, I enjoyed it.
But the trailer looked good, though. I saw the trailer. I was like, this could be kind of...
I saw the trailer for RoboCop 2 and thought it was going to be good. So,
well, that's fair.
Mars, people can't hear you.
I'm yelling at Aries. He's here.
Yeah, but people want to hear you on the air. Yeah, they do.
Spider-Man 3 had a pretty fucking dope trailer. That's a train wreck.
I had a half Woody for that one.
Ooh, I had the other one.
Cecil says Evil Dead low-hanging fruit in the fruit cellar.
Oh. Is that like the bread basket?
No. Don't you remember the fruit cellar?
I don't. Oh, yeah. Listen,
Listen, what?
The late
You gotta
90s
watch
and
the
early
movie.
2000s.
2
You
weeks
gotta
is his
watch-
window.
I got pockets. It's at the point this damage being inflicted that's now bearing fruit, bearing low-hanging cellar fruit. Okay.
Cecil said, "Yes, MZ, great call." Nosferatu and
Nosferatu.
and Raven J said Nosferatu 1979, nice. And then first time Mike says, good one, MZ. And Cecil brings up the Nosferatu remake, which, if I'm not mistaken, was going to be by Robert Eggers, right?
Yeah.
From who did The Witch.
Right.
Hammond Eggers.
The Vivitch.
The Vivitch. I'm looking forward to that if that happens. So, all right, Aries, do you have something to say to the folks?
Yeah. Goodbye.
All right, Raven Shadow, your turn.
All right, like I said, my real one was already mentioned. And then my second one, Aries already mentioned it, so mentioned twice.
Why don't you just mention, I don't know, something else?
With the ring? No,
it was a remake.
You know what? I'm not saying it's better. But I saw this in the drive-in, and we kind of...
Big Trouble in Little China.
It's always Big Trouble in Little China. Every
Right, that's
fucking
why I
movie
said
is
it.
Big Trouble in Little China. That's it. Fright Night was kind of fun.
You know, I love the original, and I haven't seen the remake. I'm curious, though.
It's kind of fun. You know, I liked Colin Farrell wasn't bad. Rest in peace, Green Room, and Star Trek. The kid, the Russian kid.
Yeah, his name. He's not actually Russian.
Well, pretty fucking convincing.
Chekhov.
Anton.
Yelkin.
Yeah, LaVey, whatever the fuck.
LaVey.
He was great.
Jesus.
What? I'm just having fun with you.
You're having fun with me by being an idiot.
Yeah, that's the magic of our relationship. It's all.
He's pissing you off, and that's fun.
Oh,
to
he's
him.
not pissing me off.
Your whole relationship
he's
with
making
Raven
himself
Shadow,
look bad.
Your whole relationship with Raven Shadow is based on him being stupid.
No, that's not nice. That's fucking
That's not
mean.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
fucking rude. Fucking rude.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right. Yeah, so Fright Night was fine.
All right.
And Amityville Horror was okay too.
How many are you gonna fucking
Really?
do?
What? No.
I like Ryan Reynolds' abs.
Yeah, you can see those in any movie he's in.
So let me get this straight. You don't remember the iconic scene from the greatest film of all time. You don't remember Sammo Hung. But Amityville was good. Wolfie, we gotta talk further.
It's even going downhill over the cliff.
We got a lot to talk about.
Are we gonna, let's make Trick or Treat Radio monthly. We'll do the 5 Osman weekly.
What are you gonna do?
All right, say goodbye.
All right, bye. Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
All right, Mars Man.
I had one all day.
You're gonna steal mine, aren't you?
Or all show. But and the one I had all show was I won't say it just in case it's yours. But I remembered one when I kind of went outside and looked at the icy tundra that was going on, and that's Let Me In.
Oh, okay. You didn't take
which
mine.
is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It only has maybe one thing that I'm suspect of, and somehow I actually do think, only by a very slight margin, it is better than the original. So.
All right, say goodbye.
Remember, children, wherever you go, they are. Hey,
All
Monster Zero.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm sorry I yelled at you last week, but I'm not.
So, you know what? I'm glad. I don't need you weakening, man.
I don't need you weakening.
These two competitors respect each other.
They are the words of a true friend right there.
Can we put that on a T-shirt?
All right. So for me, I actually am surprised no one took this one. But because some of the others I was going to choose were taken, I will go with Maniac.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
From
Very good choice.
2012.
Almost took yours.
Okay, so that's what I thought you were going to take it. I thought for sure.
Very good choice.
Now,
I didn't think of that.
The 1981 Maniac
surprise.
1981 Maniac is legendary.
Yes.
Joe Spinell as Frank Zito, fucking awesome. But this remake is one of the better remakes that I can remember in a long time, if not ever. And it stars Elijah Wood as the did he go by the name Frank Zito? I don't recall.
I believe he went by.
Yeah, he did. Okay,
did
so I'm
go by
looking at the
Frank
cast.
Zito,
So,
okay.
yeah, so he did go by Frank Zito, and it was just it was such a well done movie, and I think it was told like as a movie like 30 years later. Like they did a good job of sort of like making it for our times, but still keeping the spirit of that movie, you know? So if you guys haven't seen the original Maniac, well, what are you waiting for? You gotta see it. 1981, fucking classic. Some amazing Tom Savini effects.
Yep.
And
Caroline Munro, Joe Spinell,
and that chase scene in the subway.
Shotgun.
Yeah,
Right.
the shotgun scene. That's all you remember, Raven Shadow.
It's a good fucking scene.
And we actually reviewed both movies on, I think it was episode 51, Multiple
Yeah.
Maniacs.
Yeah.
I remember that because we did it with Bill by Force. And was Mr. Chris on that one too? Do you remember, Mars? No. Okay, it was just Bill by Force. But yeah, we did both those, and it was a lot of fun to do that. Maybe one day we'll have to do something like that again, where we do like an original and a remake or something. But that was fun. But Maniac, yeah, if you haven't seen the original, check it out, and then watch the remake from 2012 with Elijah Wood, because it's quite good, and it's got a great score from Rob.
Yeah,
Rob, just Rob.
Okay, bye, Aries.
Bye, Aries. See ya. Raven J says, I like the Fright Night remake.
Yeah.
And
I do too.
Leanna says, I'm terrified of seeing the remake of Fright Night. Sounds like people dig it, so go for it.
Colin Farrell was a real life. There's none of this fucking sexy vampires. Like I love Fright Night. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I love The Lost Boys, and I love Monster Squad, and I love a lot of movies that have that kind of iteration of the Bela Lugosi sexy vampire.
Lugosi's
But
dead.
like Colin Farrell really amplifies the kind of rape metaphor, and he's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And at one point, he fucking none of this fucking vampire sneaking around, hiding in the shadows, stalking things. He pulls the oil line up of a house and fucking blows it up, so they leave. So,
all right,
that shit's good.
That works. All right, so that is going to do it. I want to thank you guys for coming back after all the fucking live issues we had last week. I appreciate pretty much we had like the regular crew hanging out, so we appreciate you guys coming back, and glad we could get everything squared away. And so for everyone who sent us feedback, everyone who hung out in the chat room, and for everyone that will listen to this podcast, we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you continuing to tune in. And next week, we're going to review or discuss Happy Death Day, and we're going to have Wendy Freeman on the show. She's going to be joining us for the whole show to review the flick, and then also to do the top 13 comics from 2017. Mars and Wendy are gonna give their picks, and you guys typically go run down in order and go back and forth, and it's always fun to see what you guys have in store. So looking forward to that. So next week, obviously, the question of the week, we probably won't have a ton of time because we're doing a kind of an extra long segment next week. But if you guys have favorite comics of 2017, you can go ahead and give yours as well. If you didn't read many in 2017, you could just do favorite comics. Let's do that. And if you could keep them kind of on the brief end of things, just because with a review and with the lists with Wendy, we're probably going to run a little long, and we're trying to keep things as close to 3 hours as we can, at least in the early part of the year. Try to reel things in a bit. So if you guys do have some, please feel free to send them our way. podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Send a voicemail. We'd love to hear your voice. Or if you would rather, send an email. That's fine. But that is going to do it. And so episode 285, we're getting closer to 300, Raven Shadow.
I know. I was thinking about that the other day.
About 4 months or so. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll see you soon. We'll see you next week. That's the intro, not the outro.
We're doing it again?
Doing the show again.
Strap on.
Strap on, everyone.
XSplit.
All right, there is the outro. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week.